Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, BeefLoaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, MySoxSummer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Chorizy-E.
Thank you, Chorizy. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. Remember the drinking rules. If BeefLoaf calls himself a menace or talks about gilfs, you drink. If MySoxSummer begs for free shit or gets pissed on his hands, you drink. And if I talk music or say, here's the thing, you drink. And of course, you can make all of us drink with a tip of $1.08 or more. Please more. But speaking of drinking, tell us, what are you drinking? BeefLoaf, what are you drinking tonight?
I went with a two-tiered approach for this evening's drinking because I felt like I was getting a little stale. I was just cleaning out the liquor cabinet, and I felt I wanted to entertain myself and you guys a little bit. So, drink choice number one is the Son of Juice from Maplewood, which is delicious. And I have two tall boys of the Son of Juice, so then we're going to start the show with that. So probably through banter and into the first segment, I'm going to have that going. Then what I've got going on over here is I've got the mystery bucket. Now, the mystery bucket is not that mysterious because what it's filled with is White Claw Surges. So we're going to get a variety of different flavors of the White Claw Surge that was left at my home by Vinny Baseball. Your
Vinny
lawyer,
Baseball.
He left them here like 8 months ago.
How long ago was this? It feels like it was a long time ago.
Hang on. He brought them over, no intention of drinking them whatsoever, because he threw them in the cooler and drank everything else and didn't have a single one of these 5 White Claw Surges. Now, I harvested them. Yeah. He picked it up by mistake. He put it back in. Yeah, he put it back in.
What's this? I've never had this before. Oh, it's Miller Lite. Oh, never had one of these. I'll drink this instead of the shit I brought. Yeah.
So I've had it was since last season. So they had them in the beer fridge down here.
Right.
I was close to throwing them out. But then tonight I was like looking around a little bit. I was like, what do I want to do? I was like, we're going to go in that direction. Let's just see how it works. Go in that direction. But the Son of Juice is probably one of my favorite beers still.
Good.
I've gotten away from the hazies. I don't drink them as much anymore. But when I do drink a hazy, Son of Juice is right up my alley.
Beef, what is the ABV on a White Claw Surge? Because the Surge,
I think it's 8%. I'm going to check.
The Surge has nothing to do with flavor. It's all booze.
Yeah, it's 8%. 8%.
That's
so
insane.
That's high. I mean, like, I got 5 of them in there. I'll drink these 2 Son of Juice first. We'll see how far we get down the White Claw Surge road. If we get all the way down the road by the end, like, it's going to be a tough drunken AMA tonight, and it's going to be an absolutely brutal day tomorrow at work.
Rest in peace.
But I sacrifice for you guys, okay? I sacrifice for you guys and for the listeners of the show. I want to make sure it's entertaining, so we're going down that route.
MSS, you think he rips off the toilet seat tonight?
Yeah, I said rest in peace your toilet seat. Yeah, that's what I said. Because you get into these weird malted liquors, and shit happens. I
don't like them generally.
I'm the first one to say it, or it's your 7-year-old daughter just ripping it off with all her 35-pound might. You never know. That could be
whoever you want to play.
You see, people are starting shit in the comments already.
There you go.
I want you to fill the bucket with liquid and drink it. Well, not tonight. Maybe some other night.
You've done the fishbowl. You've done the fishbowl.
I have the fishbowl. The fishbowl is significantly smaller than that. Okay, so depending on the liquid we put in here, like there's a lot of liquid to put in that fucking bucket, man. It's crazy.
Chorizo, when your brother gets even fatter, and then we'll get him you'll have him just drink fish bowls, but we'll get a really long straw so he doesn't have to move. He can just turn and sip it and then go back to talking. It's gonna be like Jabba with that thing that they would freeze in his mouth. It's gonna be good.
You're funny. You're making fun of me about when I get fatter. I was thinking the other day, I was like, maybe I should get rid of my exercise ball chair that I use during the show.
No.
And then I'm like, no, I'll get even fatter if I have a regular chair. Yes. I'm working my ass and my abs and everything during the 2 hours we do the show. Mm-hmm. It's at least a little bit of exercise that can bat all the boozing. If I'm just sitting here chilling, it's going to get too comfortable and way too fat.
Yes.
It's great to sit in comfort. I know MSS Sands, you're on that exercise ball. That all looks terrible to me.
I like standing.
comfort, baby. I'm a
Standing's
comfortable
fine
person.
for me. I like standing.
MSS, what are you standing and drinking?
You know what I'm doing. You already
good
know
God.
what I'm doing, and I haven't
I'm
even
so
sip
pissed if
yet.
it's another Guinness.
I'm gonna
Jesus
try
Christ.
to. I'm gonna try to split the G. Let's see if I can split the G.
Attaboy. Let's go.
There's no way he gets
He's got it.
Oh my God, I almost did it.
Oh, it's pretty
It's
close.
pretty damn good.
I'll count it.
You give it.
I know. Even though
Close
the guy at
enough.
Cork, even though the guy at Cork says that no one cares if you split the G, I was very excited to split the G for y'all.
Hell yeah.
So
Let's go, baby.
that's what I'm
Attaboy.
doing. Chorizo,
Proud of you.
what are you drinking?
So it's funny because I was just like you used to live, MSS. I was out on the West Coast, and one of the questions someone asked me is like, "What do you guys drink at the game?" And I almost said cold time, and then I missed you. The cold time is gone. It's gone from lives, but not really. Full time today.
Yeah, there he is.
There you go.
I can drink these bad boys in my
Anytime
own
you
home.
want, in your
Much
house.
cheaper.
Yes.
Much cheaper. Speaking of that, though, I did want to talk to you guys about something. Look at this drink first.
Let's do it.
Christine says, in honor of West Coast White Sox Twitter.
Oh, cheers.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Cheers. But yeah, so we're out there, and I went to the Angels game. I didn't realize that they had this. I probably should have known about this, but Optimus was like, they got $4.50 beers here, and I said, "What? $4.50?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's only Coors Light or Banquet." I was like, "Oh baby!" And I walked in and I saw the 24-ounce Pacifico, and I immediately grabbed one of those.
Attaboy. Yep.
Yeah.
Not thinking it through, right?
That's your
But those
kryptonite,
were only like $15
Yeah.
for the 24 ounce.
Liquor's chick
And the not in San Diego, man. I was
no, not San Diego.
it's an hour away. It was way worse. So
Petco and Anaheim, a little different. San Diego,
So I
Anaheim,
went-
a little different.
I went up to the bathroom at the same time as Optimist, and we're walking back, and he's like, "Let me get you one of those Coors." I was like, "Oh hell yeah, $4.50? Let's get a couple, man. Let's do it." And I was thinking about it. I was like, the Sox got to do this. The Sox should do this. A 12-ounce can. 12-ounce can. It's not like a 16-ounce.
They already do it.
12-ounce can.
Yeah.
Well, on Tuesdays.
One night.
Just once, one day
I
a week.
know.
Tuesdays.
That's-
This
you
is
know.
every day. This is
I
every
know.
day of the damn week.
So if you want to drink on a budget, you can really drink on a budget at a game. That's kind of nice.
I'm proposing this right now. $5.60 Miller Lite and Miller High Life. And you do it in honor of Mark Burley.
I would say
like
a Burley can. You could do a
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
Burley
Burley
can.
can.
Yeah.
Burley
Yep.
can. A Burley can. And
Rally
maybe
Burleys.
maybe I'll be selfish about it. It's only for season ticket holders. Come on. Come on. Now.
I like that, Chorizo.
And that,
More gatekeeping by us. Yeah, let's get in on that.
and you can have a 20 game package and still get that, and I won't complain about it.
I'm
Unlike the
down.
other shit.
I'm down.
Only because you're not going to be drinking it. That's
Bring back the 13 game
100%
Aussie
not
pack.
drinking that.
13 game Aussie pack even gets
There
it,
you
man.
go.
No, but really, I would like to see that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that a terrible idea? Is it like way too much booze getting thrown at everybody?
No, it's a lovely idea. Especially, I mean, if you forget the cans, if you just did it draft, I mean, that would probably be the easier way to do it, right? But I like that idea. I mean, because I look forward to $5 Tuesdays, and you think, well, it's just a $5 beer. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But I'm going to go to the game anyways. So instead of paying $12 for a beer, I'm paying $5. I take it as an event. I mean, I'm looking forward to drinking 9 to 12 beers on those Tuesdays just for the sport of it. And so I think there's a level of, oh, sweet, we're going to take advantage of this deal, even though you're going to buy the full price food or whatever. So it's like, it's a loss leader, but it's fun. It's a fun sport, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it loses money.
Lost leaders. You know what I mean? They're not known for lost leaders. Like the
It
dollar.
might not even
hot
lose
dog.
money. You're right.
There's no way it does. There's no way it does. And I think too, what I like about the 12 ounce, like doing it cheap and then 12 ounce, is you got to go to the stands more, or you got to go to the vendors more. That
There
are coming
you go.
through the thing. The vendors are going to get paid out on this, man. Like they're going to make bank because like you're going to be tipping way more often, and like
True.
Right.
it's just different than going up a few times. So I would really love to see something like this. I think you do it. Maybe you just do it for like certain games, right?
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
But
Or
not
just like
not the once a week thing.
I said, maybe
And-
just a Tuesday. Certain
No.
games, maybe just a Tuesday.
Maybe it's just weekdays.
Weekday games. That actually
I'd be
is a
fine
really
with it.
good
But I
idea.
think it should be every day.
Yeah.
MSS does not want to rock the boat right now. He's already rocked the boat
I
a
know.
lot with his flag. You can see how scared he is right now that the bobblehead to MSS pipeline could get cut off if he's asking for too much of this stuff. That doesn't really benefit him. That's the thing. He doesn't want it for the people. He wants for him. The flag benefits him because he had the flag. The beer doesn't benefit him. He's not going to drink it. So it's a
kind
different
of
thing,
true.
you know?
That's kind of
How
true.
dare you?
We're
I
not
don't know
gonna
why
drink
you're
the
on
beer,
the
is what I'm
team
saying.
side for this.
Yeah.
I'm not on the team side for this. I just said
You signed
I
up with the team.
I don't really care. I just don't really care. I think you should have a $5 drink. I think you should have an alcoholic beverage for $5. Sure. I'm sure, but I'm trying.
We
to
don't
give
necessarily need it on the Heritage Nights or Cub Sox. I don't think we need it on those days.
I'd be fine with it being $30 beers on Cub Sox.
I'm just trying to give you the perspective from the ownership because, like what you say, they can't lose money, but they're like, but if we sell it for $13 regularly, and now we're selling it for $5, we're losing $7. You know, remember? I mean, that was just that's the mentality. That's the mentality. I'm in their head.
But if you sell 5 times as many, which is gonna happen,
It still would be 5 times 7.
Yeah.
It's still more. Still more. I'm just saying. But
it's
that's
not
okay.
if you say that there was more sold because you wouldn't have sold them, is what I'm
know.
saying.
MSS is just hurt right now because he feels like he lost some profit from the stuff that he 3D printed. All right, just let him be in his space right now. All right, he's
Let's get a couple drinks here.
I love it.
Let's do it.
Jerry says, "Here's to y'all being hammered when Silvy joins the podcast. Cheers,
Cheers.
boys. Cheers.
Thank you, Jerry. Bless your heart, my friend.
That's 10 whole dollars right there. I love
Our guy
that.
Jim says, "May the
Jimmy.
7th be with you, boys, and for Beef's vet bill."
What the fuck?
It's fine. Normal maintenance for one of the pets. No problems.
Why you guys sell a kidney? They
One
keep
of
alive.
our cats has a
Oh.
cyst that fills up.
Oh.
And so you got to get it drained sometimes. It's a little expensive to get it drained. And Mrs. Beef's being over dramatic. I mean, this is just stuff you got to do. If you got pets, you got to do this shit, you know? Yeah. She said, just old ass cats. Yeah, we got old ass cats. What are you going to do? Yeah, you got to take care of them. It's your job to take care of them.
Tighten up that ass every once in a while for them cats.
complain.
I get it. I get it.
I get out there and earn. Don't worry, baby. It's all good.
So, fellas, while I was out there, I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey,
You're going to start off. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm just going right into it. I'll get to you guys in a minute.
No,
I just wanted to tell you this. I want to tell you this quick
Quick.
anecdote because it's about your guys' idea and like how much people loved it. So I thought maybe you'd want to hear. So
I do.
I was like, "Hey, I brought some stickers because I got the new, the Japanese letter,
The kanji.
sticker that you
Yeah,
did.
yeah. From 108. Yeah.
But I said I got a bunch of old guys in here that like we don't have anymore, but like I think you might like. And it's like Jersey Demolition's in there,
Oh.
and the Ribian Rhubarb's in there. Was sweet. Was like I'm pulling these all out, and like Scott's like, I got these ones on my can right now, like on his cup holder.
Hell yeah. He's
I'm
no
like,
OG,
fuck
baby.
yeah, and so he's got them all. But like then I was like, and if you guys have never seen this one, and they were like, oh, that's the one, and it was the I heart eating pussy one.
Yeah.
Yes. A classic.
Adam
Yeah.
It's
That
too
one,
bad we never made that into a shirt at my sauce. You lost it, and then when you came back, you were okay. We're gonna make the sticker.
Well, he
he
was-
wanted to make that as a shirt. That would have been terrific.
He was there. He's the first base coach. for
He
the Yankees.
is.
Oh, that's
So
right.
he's
That's
like
right
in front of Larry. He's like right in front of Hot Dog Larry. It was awesome. It
He was
awesome.
looking
Yeah.
weathered. He was looking all weathered.
Yeah, he looks old fast.
Yeah.
You're not kidding.
Eaton,
That
not
makes
Brett,
sense.
right?
Yeah.
No. Brett looks terrific.
Brett looks
actually.
great.
No, Brett looks terrific.
We can't-
As old as he is. For being as
Yes.
old as he looks really good.
Well, and he also told me, not while we were on the air, so maybe I shouldn't share this, but fucking, I'm gonna share it anyway. You probably could tell. Just
He got
from
work
watching
done?
him. No, he likes to drink like we do. He said, "I like
Oh,
to drink." He goes,
that keeps
"You
the
guys really
preserves.
drink." He goes, "But I do like to drink like you guys, you know." So yeah,
Oh, no
he likes to
shit.
drink and he looks terrific. Like
He's nearly getting thrown out of games and he's a whole ass adult. Like, I mean, yeah, he likes to drink. I get it. Like,
I did
he
get
has
to-
an Emmy. He has an
I did
Emmy,
get
and
to
he
meet
fucking
Don.
Almost got kicked out of a game. I love it.
I did
met
meet
Don?
Don. I met
Okay,
Don,
nice.
but I was pissed
Was he a
because
dick?
Don had been coming down. No, Don's like just an old dude, man. Like I don't know what the fuck. Like he didn't say shit to me other than I was like, "Hey, Don," and he was like, thumbs up or something. I don't know. And he was coming down the aisle in between like every fucking inning. And of course, the inning when I take the class pick, I go to take it and I'm like, that's not fucking Don. That's Charles. Fuck Charles. It's Don in this picture.
You screwed it up.
Man,
I was very disappointed. Don took the one inning off that I needed him to be down there. Now I hate his guts.
That's funny.
fuck you, Don.
Fuck Don. But huge shout out to all those dudes that were there, like Optimist, Hot Dog Larry, Scott Garcia, Kevin Bell's raggedy ass bag.
Yeah.
Those guys are awesome.
Losing Ugly, Mow the Lawn, had a great time. If you look at the picture, though, let me pull this up. So this was the class pick. This guy at the end, like next to Hot Dog Larry.
Yeah.
We didn't know that guy. He was just sitting in the same section. He was like, I sat down and dude is like sitting right behind me. And I'm like,
crazy.
I introduced myself. He didn't know any of those guys.
He's like, who are you? Who the hell are you?
And then he was like, not even going to be in the class pick. We're like, get in here, motherfucker. So yeah, great time had by all. It was a lot of fun. Bad ending, but
tough one.
But just, it's fun to be out there. We did get a good one in San Diego though. And Optimist met us out there too. So it was good night. That one was the 4-0. It was funny because we're out in center field. You know that great like outfield area that they've got.
Yeah.
The
dog walking area used to.
And me and Optimist are talking about how Carroll hits too many goddamn ground balls. It's just like making us sick. And that's when Carroll got the RBI in that game.
Oh yeah, okay, nice.
Fucking ground ball. I was like, his ground ball rate's still 1 million, but he at least got through this time.
It worked.
Beef, how you doing tonight?
Boys, I'm fine. I wanted to bring up something last week, but I knew we weren't going to have the time to do this, and I really wanted to press you two guys as you're my music guys here.
Man,
but this is a real list that was submitted, not a fake one, like the fake one that people were batting around on the internet. This is the New York Times top 30 living songwriters list. And I'll breeze through this quickly for the podcast listeners. And I won't be able to pronounce all these names correctly because I don't even know who the fuck half these people are. But Nile Rodgers, Lucinda Williams, Stevie Wonder, Jay-Z, Paul Simon, Taylor Swift, Brian and Eddie Holland, Missy Elliott, Lionel Richie, Dolly Parton, Young Thug, Diane Warren, Josh Osborne, Brandy Clark, Shane McAnally, Fiona Apple, hello, Babyface, Stephen Merritt, Romeo Santos, Carole King, Outkast, Mariah Carey, Willie Nelson, Kendrick Lamar, Valerie Simpson, Bob Dylan, Lana Del Rey, The Dream, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Bad Bunny, Bruce Springsteen, Smokey Robinson, Chorizy-E, MySoxSummer. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this list at all, but was there anyone shockingly missing for you that you thought, wow, why didn't that person make the goddamn top 30 songwriters list, living songwriters list, if you will?
So I'll say that, like, I don't really have that much of a problem with this list. I think people were freaking out about it. And like, there's some good cases that people have made on this. And like the one that like, I was like, this is actually a really good case, but how many guys can you have from that era in here? And that's Randy Newman. And I kind of just liked it because I wanted to hear MySoxSummer do some Randy Newman.
You got a friend in me.
What do you prefer more? Is Randy Newman or is Aaron Neville? Which one?
I think it's.
You knew that was
They're not that far apart from each other, but he does them enough far apart.
Bob Dylan's in there somewhere too. I like it all. But I think Beef because some of those writers on there were not like performers, right? I think it's
correct.
Like,
yeah, that's fine. I think
there's a few that are just straight up writers, and I thought about that and I was like, why isn't someone like Desmond Child on this list?
Right. Yeah.
Right. And yeah, the comments are saying Billy Joel, but like Billy Joel, same era as Newman, right? Like, and like, how many guys are you gonna have? Like you're writing to a younger audience, man. We don't read this fucking magazine, right? Like, so like, tell me the last time you read a Rolling Stone article or a New York Times article about music, right? Like, that's why they're not writing to us, right? Like, so you got to keep that in mind. But yeah, like Billy Joel should be on there. there's a whole bunch of guys on there. I would argue that some of the older rock musicians should be on, like a Billy Joe Armstrong should make this list too, right? But I don't know. There's enough of those guys in here. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
Fiona Apple though. What? I don't.
The one, yeah, that one's weird. That one is.
It's like
that one is odd.
Criminal.
Tracy's not arguing any of this, but then like, hang on a second though. Paul McCartney isn't even on this list.
Yeah,
like, where's Paul McCartney? Like, come on now.
That's a huge miss.
I was sort of like, Paul McCartney's not on here. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards aren't on here, and Elton John and Bernie Taupin aren't on here. I was like, to me, those were like the three that were most obvious. Like, wow, they have a monster amount of hits, all of them, and it's like they couldn't sneak past Young Thug. No offense against Young Thug, but like,
but that's what I'm saying. They're trying to push in. They're pushing in these like younger guys to try and have the next generation of it. And so now they're just picking between all these dudes. But I agree, like the living Beatle that was a good songwriter should be on here.
Probably.
Keith Richards just being alive should be on here. But
the living Beatle that's been involved in a lot of different things outside of being a living Beatle, you know, like he was on like a Kanye West track, right? Or was it a
I mean, yes, he had wings. He's done solo stuff. Yes, I mean, he's got millions. Yeah. And Uncle Ted brings up like Linda Perry. He's like, yeah, there's a different thread there too, where you can make an.
That's where I'm saying Desmond Child belongs, right? In that Linda Perry
that group, right?
Because like if you're not familiar with Desmond Child, he wrote like he's had like a 40+ year career of writing songs. Like he wrote Living on Prayer and he wrote Living La Vida Loca. Like how do you write both of those songs, right? He's a writer on the Thong Song, right? Like, so like
that's awesome.
He has like an insane career, and like that's the kind of thing that I would have liked to seen in here. But yeah, I don't know. It's where do you kind of draw the line? Like I feel like they should have done this by genre. It might have been better, but like I don't know.
No, actually, I don't think it's that bad of a list. I think it's a pretty good list. You just start looking around like
there's just some random shit.
Yeah, and some like kind of obvious misses, like some stuff, you know, like MSS. I agree with you. I like Fiona Apple, but it doesn't feel like the catalog's big enough, right? I mean, there's just not enough there for.
Yeah, I have to look it up. I don't know if she wrote a bunch of stuff for other people, and that's why she's on there. That is the weird addition.
Could be that we don't know about. And then the last one on this one is Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I thought they were producers. I didn't know they had writing credits. Are they pulling a Hesh in Sopranos where he's putting the writing credit on there for himself, like getting that stuff? What the hell's going on with them guys?
Man, like, I don't know if you should have. I was surprised. Now we're gonna get in trouble. Jimmy Jam's gonna come after us.
He's gonna come after us.
Gonna fuck our shit up. I don't like that. I don't like thinking about that. Not at all.
MSS, I heard we're getting some live ad reads tonight.
We are getting live ad reads.
You want to give me one of those right now?
Absolutely. So let's do it. The White Sox are hot, and so is the food at Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp. So when you head to a game, remember Lawrence's on Canal Street is open 24/7 for you, the hungry fan. Want to win $1,000? All you have to do is call your mom on Sunday. Head to Lawrence's 4 locations before May 10th. Fill out a slip for their Call Your Mama sweepstakes, and you will be entered into a drawing to win $1,000. There will be a total of 4 winners. Hella good odds, if you ask me. And if that's not enough, boom. This Saturday, May 9th, is National Shrimp Day Eve. All Lawrence's Shrimp is buy a full order, get a half order free. It's that simple. While you're there, tag us in the selfie, and we'll select one lucky winner per month and send you a $30 gift card. Now's a good time to hit up Lawrence's. In addition to Canal, Lawrence's has 3 convenient locations for all your selfie and feasting needs. 3242 West 87th Street in Evergreen Park, 50 South Manhide Road in Hillside, 3248 Vollmer Road in Olympia Fields. Order ahead to avoid the wait at chicagoshrimp.com. Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, the place to be on the South Side all season long.
There we go. Thank you, MySoxSummer. Great.
You're welcome.
Great read, my friend. Great read.
That's live, baby. That's live. Only one Guinness in.
Now our guest. He's a mainstay on the sports radio dial here in Chicago. When he's not on his backyard tire swing, he's leading his bull cot. He's the co-host of the Silvy and Waddle show on ESPN 1000. Mark Silverman, welcome to the show.
What
How
is
you doing?
up?
Wow.
What is up? Like what a shitty picture that is too of me. I mean, not that any good, not that they terrible. Look at that. Where's the hair going? There's like a point at the top.
Silvy, that's what we shoot for. I'm sorry about that. That's a tradition. We try to mess with the guests a little bit right up front. Loosen the guest up. That's all we do.
I love it.
We have to be the best looking guys here. We have to be the best looking, not you.
What's that?
We have to be the best looking, not you. So that's why we have to do that.
Right. I get it. That's what we try to do too. What's going on, boys? How are you?
Nothing.
Oh, man,
how are you, my friend? There's a lot going on in Chicago sports, man.
Oh,
my goodness. You guys are busy absolutely every day. Fuck.
Yeah. and like the phones are going right now too about Chicago baseball. And it's like a perfect time for Cubs Sox right now. Like the resurgence of the White Sox this season. It's fun to watch. I always tell everybody like that there's nothing more fun than the rise. That, you know, like you read so much about all the different prospects and everything like that. Trash talking at the radio station right now is gaining steam. We have more Sox fans on staff right now, and I'm here for it. I love it.
You just mentioned taking calls, and I was listening today, and you had a guy call in. I told these guys beforehand, and he goes, "Hey, I'm a Sox fan, been a Sox fan since the Harry Carey era." And he goes, "But I was cheering for the Cubs in 2016." And he goes, "And Mark Grace was my favorite player." And I was like, bullshit buzzer went right off. And I'm like, listen, I can understand Mark Grace being one of your like a guy that you like, you know, playing baseball. He did it the right way. He's a great guy. I loved him. I loved him, especially in '88. It was the year I got introduced to cards, and I got a ton of his rookies and got to resell. But you had Paul fucking Konerko on the South Side, who's basically the same player, but won a World Series, you know, with your team that you love. How do you not pick that guy over Mark Grace? It really is disheartening.
Here's the only thing I would say, and I don't know if you heard like some of the stuff that we were talking about earlier. Like it was coming up because we have a lot of young producers now, Cubs and Sox fans. We have Aiden, who is a huge Sox fan. We have Hannah, who is as big of a Sox fan as there is, and there's lots of trash talk. And we were talking about hating PCA, if White Sox fans hate PCA. And then we were discussing whether or not you can admire players on the other side. Like the one thing that I said as a Cubs fan is there was one of my favorite athletes was AJ. And like what I would do to have AJ on my team. Like it was one of those things like, and maybe you do hate him if you're a Cubs fan. I never did. I loved him because I wanted guys who played that way. So I think the guy was calling to say
he meant
his
that.
favorite Cubs player was.
A
Sox fan.
All right. Well, you just walked me off the ledge, Silvy, and I appreciate that.
That does make sense.
I was about ready to beat the
Grace
shit
had
out
the
of this
most
guy
hits in
when
the
I see him.
90s, right? I mean, he had the most hits in the 90s. So, like,
He was awesome.
an awesome player in his era, for sure.
Yeah, he's out there smoking a dagger while he's playing catch. I mean, you got to kind of love it.
Dip, and then driving drunk like crazy when he's in
Well,
Arizona.
that part's not great.
You gotta take it easy. Now, so we did bring you because we wanted to get the roll of log out there in the fire for the Cubs Sox. The Cubs, for Sox fans who aren't paying attention, are absolutely fucking smoking hot right now. Their offense is second in MLB by WRC plus, right behind the Dodgers. From what I could tell, Seiya Suzuki coming back jump-started the group, and you guys have the guy they call Mo Baller, who, boys, I don't know if you've seen Mo Baller. He's about 5'8", 300 pounds, but does nothing but hit. Is the Cubs offense the thing that our young upstart pitcher should be worried about?
Yes, I mean, right now the Cubs have so many injuries in the bullpen. They're like throwing guys out there, and then they're DFAing guys. So many guys are banged up, and so many guys in the starting rotation are banged up. So it's the offense that's definitely carrying them. And the fun thing about the Cubs offense right now is it's a different guy each and every game. So like it could be Bregman, and Bregman still hasn't done much. Bush is starting to heat up. Mo Baller is so much fun to watch. He's like a kind of like a Schwarber 2.0, if you will. So it's been a really fun year so far. I think they went from, we were talking about it today, they went from 7-9 to 26-12. Like that shit, like
that's insane.
That, like, you guys know this, like any of our teams, whether it's the Cubs, whether it's the Sox, the Hawks, or the Bulls, to go on a run like that. This is a historic run that we just don't witness, and you just got to enjoy it because, like, I don't know what you guys think. I think baseball, the way it is played right now, is as good as it's been in a long, long time. Baseball was always my first love. It wasn't football. And I believe that baseball right now is in the best place that it's been in years.
Yeah, I don't want to pat Theo Epstein on the back too much, but a lot of the rule changes have been winners and things that I thought weren't going to be right. Like I remember when the pitch clock was first brought up, I was like, I don't know if I want that, and like everything that they've kind of instituted has been a good change. Even I think the ABS challenge now, I think there's some tweaks they can make to it, but it's great. Like there's the huge missed calls is what's important. And I can't help but love the game that's going on right now.
ABS is like it's like at the rate, the ball under the hat. Which hat is it? Like that's fun, and everyone always goes crazy. Or the Dunkin' Donuts race. ABS is that during the game.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, game show during the game. And like they should Brooks has got to like adopt this. Like maybe give away, first ABS challenge. Is it in a successful challenge or not a successful challenge? And then if you have the right card, you get like a free coffee at Dunkin' or something like that.
Right.
I love it.
No, you're right about that, Silvy, because of how quick it is too. Yeah. Unlike the replay, which sometimes takes forever, ABS is done in seconds. Like they challenge. You're waiting. Oh, there it is. Oh, we got it right or wrong. And it's wonderful how fast it moves.
I love it. And like, you just see like how close these pitches are. Like just the fraction of the ball is in the strike zone and it's still a strike. It's just pretty crazy. And I think people are learning when to challenge and when not to challenge.
Yep.
Yeah. The catchers are getting very good at it.
Yes.
The catchers are getting very good.
Silvy, this offseason, PCA signed a 6-year, $115 million extension with the Chicago Cubs. Did he get the contract that Mooney probably should have gotten this offseason? Like somebody should have stepped up and paid this money to have this man on their team.
It's such a good question, and I find this a fascinating topic. Like when you go to Mooney now, do you go to him now? Because do you want him to continue to rack up home runs? Do you want him to continue to have great games and then getting closer to the All-Star break or closer to the end of the season and him not knowing what the next landscape is going to be like? And would he want to, being a year away, talk contract extension? Or is he now willing to bet on himself and to really go for the mega deal? Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anything wrong right now, guys, with going to Mooney and saying, look, when can we talk? We'll talk on your time. We're here for you. We love having you here. You are such an impactful player right now. The thing that we've talked about, guys, is sort of the Schwarber deal with Philly. What was that? Was that 5 for $150 or something like that?
That's right. Yeah, very similar to the Pete Alonso deal. They were similar lengths, 5, 150, 160, that range. That's right.
And I just think you guys are diehard Sox fans, so you guys tell me. I just think A, it's smart business. Yep. B, I think it's throwing the fan base something positive and saying, look, we're cool. Like we got new ownership coming. They're getting more. The HBA is getting more involved in this. We'll write the check for the back end of this. We have to be in the business of identifying really good baseball players and keeping good baseball players and telling people, look, the $100 million mark is not a taboo subject for us anymore.
Right.
And so I don't know if there's a downside right now. I think the first time I heard it being discussed, should they approach him? Like, I think your brain first goes, boy, it's too early. Like, he's only played 20 games or 30 games at that point. But the more you see him, you just understand that the scouts got it wrong. I know Jesse's got a big column tomorrow dropping on ESPN.com where he interviews a bunch of scouts. Some of the scouts, it's all anonymous, so it gave them the freedom to say, look, I was in on him. My general manager didn't want him. Here's the reason why we may have been out on him and how the Sox got in on him. and they got him at that really, really good price. But like, I love the excitement that he's bringing, and I love that this is really a guy that now can be great on your team going forward.
It just seems so easy. We have a common friend. I was texting with Brooks yesterday, and I was like, listen, I speak for every Sox fan that you need, because according to Reddit, he's the one that was going to sign him because he's been going to Japan like crazy.
That's right.
And I was like, listen, you need to sign this guy because he is the cornerstone. He is the next first baseman. The Sox have had like just a really good lineage of first basemen. Frank Thomas into Konerko into Abreu. Forget about Andrew Vaughn, and then we go to Muna, right? And like this would carry on a tradition, and he is worth so much more. Like in a market, like marketing wise, selling stuff, sales, it's a global market with him, and people love him. And you're seeing already with a lot of these Japanese fans saying, "Oh, we're afraid to come over because they might trade him before we get here." And it's like, we need to silence that shit immediately because we got to get serious now. And it's like, this is the first guy to do it, and they should just throw him anything he wants. Just give it to him because you should be able to make it back, right? Like,
Easily.
You should be able to do
a Japanese star on the team. Yeah.
Yes.
It's the guys. This is the obvious investment here. Like this is a no-brainer because yes, everything you were just saying, it will pay for itself. You will get the fan base interested. You will also have something solved here going forward. Are there going to be
position locked? Yep.
Yeah, position locked, Beef. And like look, he could have a down year next year, or he could have a down year in 2028. Just like if you do the comp with Schwarber and you do the comp with some of the other sluggers like him, strikeout, walk, home run.
It happens for them.
Sometimes it will go down, but I really think if you're patient with players like this ungodly power, and it plays, and it's going to wait till it warms up on the south side, and the ball's going to start jumping even more than it has.
We're already terrified in our seats, Silvy, that he's going to kill us because we're right down the right field line. Like,
I got to wear catcher's gear.
We're getting out of the way.
A funny story, and I don't know if it was any of you guys. I think it was, but like the one thing that I don't know how well you know the story. When my kids were young, my kids are 12 and 10 right now, and my oldest son fell in love with the Sox, and he really got behind the Sox. And with me, as a Cub fan, a lot of people may think, well, Silvy wouldn't want his kid to be a Sox fan. And that's completely not true. My number one goal was to have them love baseball. And if they want to go to baseball games in Chicago, who gives a shit if it's on the South Side? Like, I just want them to be passionate. Every time I go to the South Side, it's a great environment. And he sat with my wife in 108. So, but like my wife and I was working that day, or I had something, and she could not rave about you guys more. Like the class pictures and everything that I see, I just love it. And I just love your guys' passion. And I always appreciated that about you guys.
I did tell your son, because he was asking, we were talking about something. I was like, listen, that guy that brought you down here, Brooks, I'm like, he can give you anything you want in this park. So just ask for the moon. And if you only get a star, at least you asked for the moon and you almost got it. So like, it's close. So yeah,
Brooks usually delivers. As you guys know, Brooks will usually deliver. So now you just got to say to Brooks, where's the money from Japan? Exactly. So we can sign the contract extension tomorrow. Forget about Mason Silverman. You're on to bigger and better things right now. You got to get Mooney signed now.
They're a sumo culture.
Silvy, can I slip
the size of sumo guys?
Can I flip this thought process on you for a second? If you're Mooney and you didn't get the deal that you wanted, and you bet on yourself with the 2-year, $34 million deal, you're taking nothing right now, right? You will laugh at the Schwarber deal because you're like, when I get to free agency, I'll be 28. Kyle Schwarber signed that at 33. Pete Alonso signed it at 31. I'm a lot younger than those guys. He should be looking for a Bryce Harper contract, basically, or Manny Machado's contract from 2019. Man. So I wonder how the appetite changes for everybody if it's like that much money. I know it's not our money, but like when you start thinking about it in the terms of how young he'll be when he's a free agent, one, would he even want to talk or even consider talking at all? And two, I think the price is way higher than we're anticipating.
It's all good points. Number one, if it is Machado, I don't want Kenny negotiating this deal. That's or whoever, Brooks. But
he's gone.
But the other way I look at it, and like I think that's an interesting point. But the other way I look at it is, here's Mooney, who's coming to the U.S., and he's thinking he's getting more than a 2-year, $34 million deal. So if in a matter of 2 months of work, that all of a sudden he could turn 2 years, $34 million into 5 years, $150 million, would he scoff at that? And he could just say, man, I proved them wrong. This is everything I wanted to begin with. I like it here. I'm a cornerstone here. I'm on a young, growing team where the future is bright. I'm in. So, yeah, I understand one side of it, but I could easily see it being the other side saying, boy, I really got screwed here. They completely misevaluated me. And now if it only took 2 months of a baseball season to turn this whole thing around, let me sign on the dotted line because that's guaranteed money.
We need Silvy in the room. We need Silvy in the room to negotiate this.
He's got to come in and negotiate. Absolutely. He's going to help Chris Katz out with this. Now, you talked about there's a lot of smack talk in the office right now, Cubs Sox. Do you think we're ready for this this rivalry to get back to the way it was in the 2000s? You remember it back then, Silvy. Both teams were good. There'd be fighting in the stands every single game, fighting on the field sometimes with your aforementioned AJ Pierzynski and Michael Barrett. Do you think we're kind of trending back towards that? Because for us, the rivalry has been extremely flat. I mean, I go to the games here, and smatterings of us will go at Wrigley too, and it just doesn't have the pop that it's had back when you were younger.
Yes, I think it's on the way back. I think this is like people are very excited for just watching competent baseball now on the South Side. Like you guys know more about that than me, but being on the Sox radio station, having some of my best friends, Carmen DeFalco, as a diehard Sox fan. I have other great friends. One guy named Trevor who lives up here north. He's a huge Sox fan. He was the one who taught my kids the PCA's nickname. What he called them was PC 0 for 3. So like my kids were like we need this. I was at many of those games on the South Side for the height of it when you guys were doing well. I was at the game where Konerko went deep off of Kerry Wood twice. I was at the Pierzynski AJ Barrett game with Carmen. I used to have a tradition with one of my other friends where he was a Sox fan, I was a Cubs fan, and I would take him to Wrigley to a game, and he would take me to one game. I used to love when it was 3-3. I don't know what you guys think. I've always thrown this at Benetti. What I would love, my dream, is for the Cubs and Sox in baseball realignment to be in the same division. People say no because they want the World Series, but how many years combined has it been where the teams haven't faced each other in the World Series? So if we're not doing that over this dream, why not play each other 15 times a year? Why not battle for a division each and every year? Why not maybe face each other in the postseason like the Cubs and Brewers? Do an NFC North type of division where you have Minnesota, St. Louis. I know St. Louis is in the NFC North. Milwaukee, then you get the Sox Brewers rivalry back.
We get that back. We love that rivalry.
Detroit, we all hate Detroit. I just think it would be such a good thing for baseball.
I'm not against it. I would be interested in seeing that, and playing them a bunch of times during the season would be wild if they're good. I think the problem is when they're bad. When one team's bad, it just becomes kind of a nothing, and like everyone's kind of throws it off to the side. So they both need to be good. I think not only for Chicago, but for baseball in general, both teams need to be good, maximizing Chicago's value.
We were brainstorming yesterday, like when's the last time all of our teams were good, or what was the sweet spot year? Like 2008 to me, and you guys weigh in on if you're thinking more. Like 2008 to me was one of the more memorable baseball seasons. Neither team went as far as we wanted them to go.
Right.
But like the 08 season for the Cubs was really good. They led wire to wire. Then they get swept by the Dodgers. You guys have game 163 against the Twins.
Blackout, great game, yes.
And like the blackout, like I don't know where that ranks for you guys in the building, but I think
number one for me.
Was it one? Like I was at most of the games in 05. Carmen and I were doing a show then. We were the home of the White Sox then, so we went to a lot of the playoff games. But that winner take all game against the Twins with Danks and Griffey and Tomey, it's one of the great games in Chicago sports history.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. There's no question about it. Like I agree with you. So I think when baseball starts looking at restructuring everything, they should lose the American League, National League thing. I think we're past that now. We don't do that anymore. You don't just see the guys in the All-Star game like when we were kids. That was the only time you saw the other league or whatever. It's over. So put the regionality together. So these regional matchups, so you can drive to all the opponents basically in your division. Like we did the Sox opened up in Milwaukee before the season. We did a little road trip. We got a bus and we packed it with 60 Sox fans and we went up there for the day and watched the game and came back together. And man, Chorizy and I tell you, we hate the Brewers from when we were younger. We'll go to Old Comiskey. You know?
It makes me sick how many Sox fans are like, "Oh, the Brewers are my other team." No,
fuck the Brewers, man.
I agree.
They're worst.
That's how I grew up. The Sox and the Brewers were the rivalry. Like the Cubs and Sox weren't rivals then because we didn't play. It was the Sox and the Brewers. I want to say there were fights too between managers. There at one time, if I'm remembering correctly.
That's right.
But like to the point about, well, if they're not good, it won't be fun. Like how many bad games do I have to watch between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati? You know, that's true. You know, where the Twins against whoever. So that's why like they're gonna always be years where things are down. But I think what would intensify it is the rivalries cross sports and the cities. Close the proximity like you were talking to, where the fan bases already hate Chicago when we already hate these other cities.
Yeah, totally agree. I love that approach. It's okay if we shift over to the Bulls. I know you got the Bullcat going, Silvy, but the Bulls have just changed some things over. Michael Reinsdorf, I don't know how much you believe his recent press conferences and his apologies and how things are going to be different this time and all that, but he's hired Bryson Graham. I know you have the Bullcat. I know one of the conditions of you getting back in the building is Adam Amin singing the national anthem. Let's throw that one out. Yes. That's your cheating one. Real talk. What would get you back in there from the standpoint of them running the team? Because I've heard you talk about this. It's less about win-loss and more about show me that you're serious, that you kind of want to get back to how great those teams were. And you mentioned what a great Bulls fan. You love the Bulls. And like, Chorizy and I are of the age where we remember 63 in the Garden as little kids and like, oh my God, the Bulls have a player like who's good, and the rest of the team suck. I still say Orlando Woolridge took more shots in that game than Jordan at fucking ball hog. But anyway, they got over that and they got Jerry Krause in there and built a good team. So where are you at with the hire and what's going to take to get you back in there?
Funny story about Orlando Woolridge too. So like I am such a Bulls fan, and I grew up. My grandfather was an inaugural season ticket holder, 1966, 67, Chicago awesome. Amphitheater. So before even the Chicago Stadium.
Yeah.
And so I was born in 71. I started going to games with him probably around 75 or 76.
Hell yeah!
And we had floor seats at the Chicago Stadium. And it wasn't because we were high rollers. It because there were 3,000 people after the Dick Motta team who would go to the game, and those were you could easily purchase them, and they weren't expensive yet. So, like, I was such an Orlando Woolridge fan. Jimmy Pearsall used to host on WIND the Orlando Woolridge show at at a restaurant called Danny's in Northfield. And Jordan was a rookie, and they brought Michael in to Danny's, and I used to go watch the show live.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I asked a question. Jimmy Pearsall threw it to me as like a 12-year-old. And I said, Orlando, we all love Michael Jordan, but you're still my favorite player. I was such a suck ass. But yeah, like the Bulls, like baseball and the Bulls were my first love. It wasn't the Bears yet. And I just want to see effort, guys. I want to see a team that's serious about winning. I don't want to see a team that's serious about getting back to the play-in. You know, it's sort of like, say what you want about the last White Sox rebuild, but I think they really got to a good place in 21, where they got to the postseason early. And I think they did do that the right way, except I don't think Rick finished off the rebuild at the end where he could have really gone all in and spent some money. So what I want the Bulls to do is bottom out and bring in some of these young players that we can be excited about. I've gone to Bulls games when they win 30 games a year. I'm not opposed to doing that. This is not a fair weather fan thing. This is, I've had enough. I am not going at all and giving them any publicity, any love, any money, any exposure. And I needed to do it for my own well-being to say, I need to stay away because right now you're playing with us too much.
Yeah.
I can't blame you, especially after that last year. And it's funny, they brought AK in. You thought, okay, AK was the hot name on the street. But at some point, you had to start realizing this guy is not getting the job done. Like, he's just sticking with the same garbage. They tried one plan and just kept it, let it roll and roll and roll. It's like, what are you going to do? Like,
well, that was the thing, Abib, is like he got off to a hot start. He got legitimate players. That 46-win season was fun. They had some injuries at the end with Lonzo and Caruso, but it was a fun year. And then after they realized they sort of plateaued, he stopped. He just said, I'm good. Right. And he just sat back in his chair with his feet up, and he didn't do anything for like 2 years. Yeah. And we're all like, okay, we know they're not good enough to win. We know they're not bad enough to get in the lottery, and we're stuck in no man's land yet again. Mm-hmm. And I've been sick of it. And finally, like, there have been 2 teams that I boycotted. The last 2 years of Bulls basketball, and I boycotted the 2006 Cubs. That was the year. So, and then it helped with change. In like 07, they hired Pinella. They got rid of Dusty. They got rid of Andy McPhail. So I haven't done it much, but I feel like that this is something that we can control as fans. We can control our sanity. And, it coincided where I couldn't get CHSN either. So not only was
worked perfectly.
And so it worked out okay. Now I'll see what Bryson does, and then I'll evaluate at the end of the draft, at the end of free agency, and say, okay, am I giving them another chance?
Yeah, the early word, I mean, just from what he said to start off, is that he's not married to anyone. And, you have a couple good young players, Giddy and Modest, but it doesn't seem like he's like, well, those guys definitely have to stay. It could be just an absolute clean slate. It's an interesting approach. And he's a young guy. I really, as much as Sox fans hated the hiring of Chris Getz, our take once we cooled down because we were mad that they had an insular hire was, at least they have a young guy who is more adept to what's going on in the league now. Not what was going on in the league 20 fucking years ago, like what you meant with Kenny Williams aging out, And so in theory, this should help, like, at least modernize the infrastructure in a way.
I think the best lesson you could take from the Sox, like obviously being both Reinsdorf entities, is and I was against the Getz thing too. And the reason I didn't mind if they hired Getz, I didn't like that they didn't interview anybody. I'm like, this is a time to find out intel about your team. Find out who's 100%. Good, whether you believe Getz is the best or not. And it's how Ozzie got the managerial job on the South Side. They never wanted to interview him. Kenny didn't want to interview him. And then all of a sudden they interviewed him. They're like, oh, he's got some stuff. And then they hired him and you win a championship. So my thing about the player development, what I've been so impressed with what the Sox have done on the South Side, they've built it out. What Bannister has done with the pitching and the way the White Sox worked, I think one of the best sports stories in Chicago over the last year or two has been Montgomery. And I think we were all laughing. Holy shit. One of the top prospects is so bad that they're sending him to the Arizona facility in the middle of the season. They're not demoting him to AA or single A. They're like, forget it. We got to start you over again. But what happened?
It worked miraculously.
They got a method to
Why not try something?
I don't know if you guys know this. Some guys were developing under AK a couple years ago, like Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Modest's rookie year, and they fired Peter Patton, who went to DePaul, who was their player development guy. He was in charge of player development, and they fired him last offseason. And look, and then he goes to the Knicks. He's back with Jalen Brunson. He used to be Brunson's guy in Dallas. So this is what I want the Bulls to do. I want Bryson to look at what Getz has done, build it out, surround himself with smart guys.
That's
what you don't know,
yep.
and keep going.
Yeah, his outside the box hires, or not outside the box, but hiring outside people to come in that know more about the specific thing versus a Kenny and Rick thing where they're like, no, we know everything. You don't want to be. They want to be the smartest guys in the room, and they weren't that smart apparently. They got lucky, and so but Getz, bringing those guys in. And then, like last year, we were saying it too. You got Barfield. They're like, oh, they're going to try to steal Barfield from us. It's like, this is awesome. We finally have some talent here that people fucking want.
They're trying to purge our front office. Oh my God.
They're finally in. Yay.
It's always a good thing. Like we talked about it with the Bears. Like Declan Doyle got taken after 1 year. It's because we've got smart guys around him. So I just love what they're doing. I hope that the Bulls can move in that direction. And at least with the way, and that's why I always feel like some people are like, you're a fucking Cubs fan, Silvy. We don't want to listen to anything that you have to say when it comes to the Sox. But the reason I feel like a connection is because I've gone through the same thing as you guys have gone through with ownership with my Bulls. And so it's why I kind of feel like we're brothers in that regard, or at least distant cousins who
common
like to play
foe
during the summer. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely right. You mentioned the Bears in there. Silvy, I need permission from you so that we don't have to just believe in Ben Johnson. We can actually analyze the team and question the fact that some of the roster doesn't seem fully built out. Because I hear so many talking heads saying, don't worry about the draft. Don't worry about what they didn't do in free agency. Just believe Ben Johnson. That's how you do it. Can you give us permission not to just believe? Because I did a montage 2 podcasts ago of Bears head coaches, kind of since Ditka. And just believing in any of them, probably a bad choice. Even Lovey, you did okay. Probably a bad choice.
You're preaching to the choir right now. Preaching to the choir because, if you could second guess Belichick with the Patriots, if you could there were many things for me as a Cubs fan. Theo was the best thing to ever happen to the Cubs. Not all of his moves were good. He didn't develop young pitching. It took them forever to get homegrown pitching. Like Chatwood, Brendan Morrow. There are bad contracts that he signed. So you can absolutely look things under the microscope saying, hey, you know what? I like all the draft picks, but what about the defensive line? That's what I've been saying. And a lot of haters come at me thinking that I'm being the hater. I just love a good pass rush. I just want the defense to get after some people because we finally have a championship offense. Right. So by all means, permission granted. Not that you would ever need permission from me to ever do anything.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt to draft the defensive lineman instead of the third tight end. The kind of I understand it. I understand there's usages, but it's felt like a little bit of a novelty when we have bare bones needs. This group here is starving. Get them some food kind of situation. It was very bizarre to me, and I felt like not a lot of people were outwardly saying what are the Bears doing here? Why are they doing it this way? And I guess we'll see it play out in real time, but they won a lot of close games last year.
I think
they got lucky a lot.
That's my problem, Beef, is so many of the games were super close and won at the very end, right? And I couldn't have enjoyed that more. It was super exciting. We had a great time watching all these. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. But a couple of those go the other way, and good, better, best ain't as cool as it sounds now, right? It takes a very I hate that good, better, best stuff now. So
here's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for that the offense is better, that Caleb understands more. They're all now at this jumping off point where they know Ben's stuff. And instead of these slow starts that we saw where they had to come back, maybe they can build an early lead. Maybe the pass rushers can then really get after the quarterback because they're playing with more of a lead. And these games won't be decided in the end because the offense has really taken the next step where we know they're good for 4 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
Score 28 a game. Our defense will play up to, we'll get some growth from Booker. Hopefully Sweat will have another year like last year. Some of the other guys in the back end will help as well. I still want another pass rusher, defensive tackle, but I really think like there's internal improvement where the Bears can still take another step.
Silvy, before we let you go, I know MSS has one topic we want to get into here, so I'll let him go.
Silvy, you famously came right at Chuck Swirsky for being a rat to the Bulls front office. The support for Chuck was absent, which spoke volumes to us who are in this little world. Why doesn't the rest of local media bring some more of this insider talk to light?
It's a great question, and I was really like, what set me off there too was it was like the final nail. It's I've had these thoughts for a couple of years about Chuck, and it took me a while to like a lot of times I'll say, and I had a talk with my wife before that, and I said, I really want to talk about this, and she's like, look, it's you're gonna get yourself into trouble. Don't bring it up. And the way the words that I live by is just authenticity. Like, you may hate me anyway, but at least if you hate me, you really hate me because this is who I am. I'm not gonna fake it. And I'm a quirky dude, I'm a weird dude, but I'm going to say what I feel. And when I just saw that he was criticizing Ben Johnson after years of never criticizing Reinsdorf, and me knowing that he was going to him, not that I care, showing him my tweets and other people tweets, and going to my boss and trying to replace me and trying to replace Carmen and trying to go after, Matt Yurko and Harry at the end saying I can do a better job than they can do. It's just years. And like the thing that I hate about all this, guys, is, and I'm sure you're like this too, is, and it's like what I just said about me. If you're going to be a dick, and I know you're a dick, at least I know you're a dick. But don't act like you're the nicest, most kind guy in the world.
Right.
But behind the back, be a snake or a rat. And I just finally had enough. And it just came out. Because sometimes when I do get mad, like it's not a bit. It's not like I don't come to work and say, right, I'm going to rant about this. I knew it was on my mind. And I said but sometimes I just don't know how it's going to come out. And it just came out, and I felt better for it.
No, it was good, and
it's great radio.
Can you please do that more? Because as guys that listen to local talk radio, I mean, I'm not going to mention the other station, but like Jesus fucking Christ, man, like it can't get any more vanilla, any more like kumbaya bro hug shit since Parkins left. Like nothing. I like listening to AM 1000 because you guys like have more of a we said guy talk, fan talk, because and just like you're talking about stuff. They were like, there was a Bonnie Blue mention the other day, like on Carmen, and I was like, yes, this is where I need to be. Like some of these little little quick hits, right? That you're just like, okay, these guys are listening, right? And they're more. It seems more authentic, and so we have your back. If you want to start blowing people up, you got three guys that will definitely try to fight. Loaf is asthmatic.
I love,
he can't run fast, but like we can throw punches. So we got your back if you need it.
I think everyone
you want.
I think all four of the people in this right now really enjoy Chuck Garfien. But you going at him the other day about the trade, about him going off about the trade. That was great. Like that's the kind of discussions we need. Some fiery discussions.
And let me say this about that Chuck, because I love that Chuck. Like I love Garfien. Garfien is awesome. And what Garfien and Ozzy, I don't know how you feel about them.
Unbelievable.
On your coverage. Like
they're the best. Great.
Yeah, I think it's the closest thing to the Ernie Johnson, Kenny, Shaq, Barkley.
Yes. When they announced CHSN, we said that is the one. Those are the two guys they have to sign immediately.
We had Chuck on earlier in the year. We gave him that compliment. Like that, he kind of does that kind of work with Ozzy, getting Ozzy to do all what Ozzy does.
And I think Len and DJ have done a really good job during the lean years, keeping it entertaining. Those guys, you're gonna hear Chuck's passion, and then you're gonna get the funny stuff with him and Ozzy busting balls and everything like that too. And I love it. I just disagreed with him. So like this, like, but they're like, I can't tell you how much I respect Garfien. I think he's awesome. We just don't see eye to eye on the Davis Martin thing. And I'm like, I just want to say among Sox fans here, I am not looking to quote just get rid of Davis Martin.
Right.
My only point
Came
was,
through clear.
Son of a bitch.
if you think he's a 4 ERA guy and he's having a career year and you can spin him off into another A player, and maybe it's a different position, maybe it's another pitcher, maybe someone needs, and the ceiling is higher. But if Davis Martin is this guy at 29 years old with a lot of years of control, and he's going to be a 3 ERA guy, keep him. But I just don't think that you should be closed-minded to just saying, well, we've arrived, because I think a lot of teams in this town, and it's not a Sox thing, have thought they've arrived when they haven't arrived. And I keep your brain open. That's all.
I love it.
Finish it
And
off.
Beef, we discussed this last week, and I think you described it as his Linsanity run right now.
Sports Starter Insanity run is what he's on right now,
Sure.
Silvy. As far as I'm concerned, like I like Davis Martin, just a good, solid guy. I don't believe that a 1.64 ERA is like real Davis Martin, and I think a lot of Sox fans are kind of in that.
It's probably not, but you know what? You said that, and then he went out and threw 10 strikeouts in his last outing. So
he struck 10 guys out the next one. So maybe he said,
Go
"Fuck BeefLoaf. I got this. All right, you guys keep this my ass."
Think about
showing
it.
him the tweets. He's like, he's calling you Jeremy Lin, man. He's like, man, fuck that pig-nosed motherfucker. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna light these fucking Angels up like a mother. It was
Keep doing
great.
that. What's the worst? If he strikes out 10, he's either going to be great for you or he's going to get you a great return. So
Absolutely,
it's win-win. It's not. This isn't a hate thing. This is just hey, how can you get the next great player? You got Mooney, you got Montgomery. I love Antinachi. I can't wait to watch Steele again. The young pitcher. It's
absolutely.
awesome. So keep it going. Don't just think we're good. We got enough.
No.
We should stop now.
We're not going to start talking that till we have Mooney extended, and then we'll start talking about that. Yeah,
Silvy, one last thing for you. You've worked with Carmen for a long time. I want to let you know this. I don't know Carmen at all, but I know Carmen's brother Lou.
Yeah,
who is actually a big shooter at PwC, and I want you to let him know that Lou is more famous than him in the accounting world. I'm an accountant. I've been an accountant for 25 years. Lou is he's the man. Okay, so let him know next time you see him in the hallways. You talk to an accountant, and he said, "Oh, Lou's way above you in the pecking order of famousness."
I love the DeFalcos. Carmen has 2 brothers, Lou and Anthony. I love those guys. We've partied many times. The one famous Carmen story is, I want to say for his 30th birthday, is so long ago, his friends said, let's do a roast. And we had a room in a bar somewhere. And Carmen's girlfriend was there at the time. I don't think he was married yet. And his parents were there. And they asked me to roast him. And I'm thinking okay, well, if we're going to roast, we're going to roast. So no one could believe the shit that I brought to the table. And ask Lou about that, B. He'll remember the 30th birthday party. But you guys got to have him on. And also, I would love to meet you guys in person. I just found out today we're going to be at Cork and Carry at the park next Friday.
We'll be there.
So
beautiful. We'll come through.
Yeah, beer first round on me. Okay.
So
I love it. Appreciate it.
That's awesome. We're gonna drink Surfsides, not because they're sponsoring us or anything, but my daughter, I have a 10 and an 8-year-old, and I told them, I go, we're gonna have Silvy on the podcast, and my 10-year-old is like, and she's a girl, and she's like, hey, who is this guy? So we started listening to AM 1000, in the car, and she's listening, and she has developed this really strong like of you. She's like, let's put it on AM 1000. Let's listen to Silvy. I'm like, all right, yeah. So we have been, and I keep asking him, you want me to change the channel? She's like, no. I want to listen to this. And we were driving home, and you guys announced the Cork thing, and she's like, they're going to be here? And I go, yeah, next Friday. You want to go meet them? And she, her name's May.
Let's go, May.
And awesome. And then Tess, my youngest, likes you too, but I think she still likes you, but I think she just wants to be like her big sister, but that's okay. But so she's like, can we go meet him? And I was like, yeah. And then she goes, I can't go meet him. I was like, why not? And she's like, oh, my birthday party's next Friday. And I was like, dude, they're going to be there at like 3:00. Your birthday party's not till 5. I mean, we can drink a lot of Surfside. I mean, not her. I can drink a lot of Surfsides before your birthday party next Friday. So you're going to meet one of your littlest fans over on the South Side. So I don't know why. I am not forced her into this. She told the boys before the show, I am not behind this. This is not a bit. This is just her doing this, and I'm all for it. If she wants to listen to sports talk radio in Chicago, she's getting started on the right station with the right guys, and like the fraternity that's going on there is just unbelievable. So I dig it. So we'll see you next Friday.
Yeah, and email me, remind me, because like I'll get the round for you guys, and then I'm going to bring like a treat for her birthday. So then
perfect.
We can say
oh my God,
so nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
she'll lose it. So
let's go.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Well,
you
Silvy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see you next Friday. Cut it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
You guys are great. Like, much respect. I always felt so guilty about what happened around the holidays.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Anytime
Don't talk
you guys
about
want me, I'm here. So
We
keep up the
appreciate
great
that.
work.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Silvy.
Thank you, Silvy. Talk
You
to you
got
soon.
it.
Care, my
Hey,
friend.
guys.
Oh yeah,
My God.
Oh, that was
that was
excellent.
awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That was
That
great.
was
Silvy's the
excellent.
best.
But I think right now we're going to have an excellent ad read from
We
My
are
Sox
going to
Summer.
have an excellent read. Could you give me 1 second here?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do
As
this.
I
Take
bring
your
this
time.
up-
Take
Here
your
we go.
time. Okay.
No, I got it. It's just, it's just not critical. Ready to hit the road for the next homestand? Whether you're cruising down the Dan Ryan or heading out for a weekend series, Mazda of Orland Park is your home base for a winning drive. Just like a perfectly executed 643 double play, Mazda combines precision, style, and performance. From the versatile CX-5 to the sleek Mazda 3, we've got the roster depth to get you to 35th and Shields in style. Mazda of Orland Park makes the buying process quick and easy, so you can spend less time at the dealership and more time watching Mune crush homers. Visit Mazda of Orland Park at 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park. Schedule a test drive online or by calling 708-444-3200. And check out the current selection of Mazdas on MazdaofOrlandPark.com. Mazda of Orland Park, driving Sox fans forward all season long.
Woo! All right.
I got to pop open another beer just to be ready.
I've got to go
Oh,
into
yeah.
the mystery bucket here. So you
Get
guys
in the
ready?
mystery bucket
Oh,
because we've
mystery.
got some drinks backed up.
We do.
Let's start.
We're gonna go green apple out of the mystery bucket.
Oh
my
my
God.
that sounds
Great
awful.
start.
That sounds really, really bad. Yeah.
Our guy Keir says, "Cheers to Keith Law mocking someone not named Rock to the Sox." Sure, the Twitter says nothing to say about this. Cheers, Keir.
Cheers.
Cheers, K-Dog. Keith Long keeps it real, man. He likes to
He
mess
does.
around with the thing a little bit. I
Keeps
like
it real
I
unless
like
you
his
call him a
approach.
racist. And then
She
he
was
blocked
about what he
you.
said. I
And
must say.
he was 100%
absolutely correct.
racist.
He didn't know what he
when
was
said
talking
that.
about.
So yeah.
Sox Time Jack says, first, cheers. Do you think tomorrow will be a zoo at the game? And if so, where should I grab grub this time in the park? Cheers, Jack.
Jack, cheers, my friend.
Jack, if you
You want to answer that one?
if you like sandwiches, you just come right behind our state or our
Yeah, oh my
our
gosh.
section.
Yes.
And they have 3 deli sandwiches that are awesome. And you get a pickle or 2 pickles sometimes, and a side of fries, of chips. So you get a chips sandwich and the pickles. Great freaking meal. Like that's the most filling thing that you can get. Now, if you want to try something different, I know Missy, Southside Behavior, Adam, the noodles over in Mr. Lucky's on the opposite side of the stadium is supposed to be bomb as hell too. I was going to try it the same day that Missy did, but I didn't go to the game because we had a meeting change. But those are the 2 things that I would recommend. Man, you can never go wrong. If you see More Than Dogs over on the corner of like 35th and is it like, what is it?
It's 33rd, 34th, and
4th, 34th, right by the park.
34th and Shields. If you see them over there, you can buy something. You can take it right in the park. I don't care what security guard comes up to you and says, you can't bring food in here. You tell them the MySoxSummer said, go fuck yourself. I'm bringing this in. This is not an Italian flag, and I can bring it in. So those are the 2 things that I think that you would get, or 3 things.
Chorizy, MySoxSummer handled the ad read fine. he sounded hammered trying to give this explanation. Is he okay? MySoxSummer okay? Are you stroking out? Are you drunk?
I think he's doing
No.
fine. I think he's
okay,
doing
all right.
fine.
I just
I did okay.
he's good.
Go fuck yourself.
He was thinking about how good those deli
Okay,
sandwiches.
he's good.
I-
he got
that.
boned up thinking about
I
those
was thinking
sandwiches.
that. You know what? I'm trying to add too many words, and I don't like. Sometimes I fuck that up. So.
I'm just
Speaking of getting fucked up, Trey says, cheers. Blazing up plus 108 pod after a shitty day.
Oh man,
Oh,
Trey.
Trey, hope the day is made a little better by this podcast.
I'm going to guess the blazing up will help more than the 108 pod, but we like to be part of helping. So like we'll take some of the credit.
There's no question.
I agree.
Sox Time Jack once again says Frank to Polly to Abreu to Mune. It's too obvious.
It is.
I can't agree more. I can't agree more.
I love
Cheers.
it, Jack.
We called White Sox Dave and I called that on the way to Milwaukee. We need this guy to be the cornerstone.
To start.
And he is.
And our guy Prez, he says, cheers to 3 straight White Sox winners on the channel. Oh, sorry. 3 straight Cub guests on this channel. Sorry.
Thank you, Prez. Looking forward to talking to you on Monday, my friend. It's going to be a good conversation.
Our guy Aloha Mr. Hand says, great job with Silvy. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Hand. Appreciate you. Sylvy's awesome. He's the man.
And Mr. Hand, apologies. I wasn't trying to make fun of you and kick you out of your seats in my tweet earlier. I was just pointing out that shit was AI. So there's too many people distracted by the AI Asian titties that are all over baseball Twitter right now. I just was pointing out that, people don't magically change behind you.
I don't care how many polar bears those videos killed. Those are great. If there's tits involved, kill the polar bear. We're good.
How could it be a show without a J-Zell comment here? He says, J-Zell says, 05 Game 2 witness. What up?
What up?
Cheers.
Thank you, J-Zell.
We were not there. And I think that's one of the things.
Before we move on here, there's a situation developing in the comments right now. Mrs. Beef says, "Be still my heart." Is Joe Latham in the comments?
Yeah.
Oh
And
man,
he says, "Sup, baby, Joe.
Oh.
Welcome back, but take it easy. All right, back the fuck off. All right, you just came back. Didn't go up there and tell you. All right,
Thirst Trap Thursday back."
Such an all-time classic. We should tweet that out there. Huh?
Oh man,
He loves cats too, and you guys got old ass ones. And
We do. We do. Joe's the man.
that was a short-lived series, but very impactful. Very impactful.
I wanted to do it longer term, but the problem was I was just like, who do I reach out to? Like I exhausted the people I knew would do it if I asked them. After that, it was getting tough.
For the people we know that would do it now, we got something else planned, so we'll be
Yeah.
regional.
That's true.
We'll get there.
Praz, you will be involved. Yes.
Yes, Prez is already on the short list.
He was on the short list. Exactly. 100%.
Even though he cheers for the wrong team, welcome to the stage. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Oh my God, we got Bonita sighting.
Yeah. That's my daughter protecting me in there. Not a girl. Bonita taking care of business. It's
Oh
on
my
fire
goodness.
now.
We're having
I
a
blame
good
Silvy
one.
for all this.
We're having a good
Silvy.
one tonight. We're having a good one. All right, fellas. I think it's time. Let's give me lost the picture here.
Pick one of them. Yeah, just pick one.
Oh, I mean, of
Very
any,
toothy
I'm picking
picture.
any.
Good.
Oh,
It's time
There
for
you
White Sox talk.
That a boy.
that's a
I
beautiful.
should have used this since it took me so long to get there.
It's a great picture.
Are you stroking out over there? How come your brother doesn't say that when you are a little slow? What the
Because he
fuck?
knows it's my internet and not anything else.
You know what?
Super-
Chorizy is a step off right now because
It's okay.
he wasn't as involved in the interview part, which I was on purpose. But he's a little apprehensive. That's why I think he was just a little off there.
He's gonna wake
Get
up
back
right
into it in this call section.
I mean, part of it is I don't even see us moving right now. So this is all audio for me.
Oh, okay, all right, beautiful.
Really?
Yes. It's totally on my side, but yes, it's been I look like Max Headroom right now.
Oh,
So,
no.
Yeah. But we're getting through it. We're going to get
Loser.
through it. It's not going to be a problem. I could hear
Little better.
everything,
Okay.
and that's all I need. I just need
All
to hear
right.
your beautiful voices guiding me to safety.
Look at
Now, Silvy alluded to this,
he did.
but Davis Martin has been so good that people think he might get traded. And I want to know your thoughts on it. MSS, where are you on the Davis Martin getting traded idea?
So listen, we're moving into a new era, White Sox fans, and I'm not as willing to go as far as our Chuck did and say that the rebuild is completely over. But we need to stop going, okay, this guy shows a little bit of value. We need to flip him immediately for some 2 prospects that might or might not work out. Okay, you have a guy I can comfortably say if Davis Martin, even if his ERA creeps up a little more and gets like Silvy was saying, 3 to 4 ERA, he can be a back end of the rotation, no problem, as we usher in younger pitchers that we have in the system to come up. So we cannot continue to start flipping things. That's what Eric Fetty's for. We can flip him. That's fine. But we get these other guys, like, he's solid. He's under control. Why do we need to move him for to get him another lottery ticket? This is a winner. It's not the $1 million prize, right? But it is something that it'll be consistent, hopefully, and we can keep. And so, no, I don't think that we need to be moving it.
Beef, where are you at on this?
You know, Chorizy, it's something that you and I talk about a lot. We do the Trade with Every Team blogs. We've been doing them for, over a half decade. And one of the delineations we always make is there's 2 types of starting pitchers. Starting pitcher 1 is the one that starts game 1 or 2 of a playoff series, would make multiple starts in a playoff series. That's the type of player that you are depending on to try to help you advance in the playoffs and win a World Series. Those pitchers are kind of like the Chris Sales or the Garrett Crochets. You get a ton for those guys. You get a fucking haul. So, like, when people say, oh, you're getting a haul, you get a haul for Garrett Crochet. I mean, you guys saw that trade. That's a lot of prospect stuff you got for him, right? That's a haul. And then there's a second type of starting pitcher that gets traded. And these are the type of starting pitchers that don't get slotted into game 1 or 2 of the playoffs. They're the pitchers that help you get to the playoffs because they take the ball every time. They're dependable. They pitch well, etc. That's the type of pitcher that I think Davis Martin is. And so the trading him now doesn't make as much sense because I don't think you're going to get a Garrett Crochet type of haul. If you were getting that type of haul, maybe. And here's the reason why, like, just even backing it up. Let's say you believe in his current performance. You believe in this year's performance. You think, okay, this is what it's going to be. I took a look at stuff plus, pitching plus, location plus. And what these measures are kind of measures of the quality of the pitch and then the quality of the location of the pitch, and then a combination of the 2. They're not smashed together. They're all 3 separate metrics, but they are coming to more prominence. And I actually used it in a blog last year to measure who I thought the White Sox closer should be, because when you kind of look at closers, they are like monsters at stuff plus and slider or stuff plus and cutter. They always have one really good pitch that's kind of a deceptive pitch. So when I look at the 77 qualified starters in Major League Baseball, so these are all the pitchers. And I mentioned to you guys last week that Davis Martin's like 4th in ERA, and he's way the fuck up there in all these stats. Well, here's where he's at in the plus categories. In pitching plus, he's 69th out of 77. In stuff plus, he's 69th out of 77. And in location plus, he's kind of in the middle. He's 43rd. That's not a guy you're getting a haul for. Like, the other teams are going to look at that, the quality of the actual pitch parts. They're going to look at you and say, we're not getting a haul for that. The other thing that MSS accurately brought up, he's still cheap. He's still on his rookie contract. You paying him league minimum. You generally don't ever want to get away from these guys. If the guy in the league minimum contract pitcher can get you 3 to 4 WAR in a season, you win with those guys is what you do. That you keep them and you pay someone else to come in here and help the team with the money you're not spending on that guy. And so as a guy who's got 4.5 years of control, 1.5 of those years are going to be at league minimum. So the rest of this year and next year, thinking wise, I don't think it's in the calculus unless you get some insane offer. I think it's like, and I don't think you're going to get that insane offer.
No, I think that's, like, I'm always a guy who's like, we should listen, right? You should definitely listen. Sure. And I think, to that point, you listen and then you go, well, we wouldn't do Davis for that. But, we got Eric Fetty over here. You know,
Right.
that's the kind of scenario that you're going to see. But I also think, like, I'm with you that I don't think they're going to, like, no one's going to give a haul for Davis Martin because those extra years aren't that attractive. Because I think everybody thinks that this is a short run.
Linsanity run.
Yeah, I mean, like, and if you think about it, if we're talking about it, like GMs that know way fucking more than we do,
Well,
Actual smart people
are seeing the same kind of stuff, right? Like, so I think I'm with Silvy. If someone throws a boatload at you for this because they're just riddled with injuries and they're just trying to get through, fucking take it, right? Like, I mean, I'm not opposed to that, but I also think that, you know, like, there is some value that you need to go more than just get a good offer for him, because he is the kind of guy that they're saying is like, he's a leader. He's a guy that the guys look up to. And if you replace that, it really kind of gives a signal to the players that, well, maybe you're not part of the core, right? Like, the guys here now, maybe you're not part of the core. I think you would be on the guy that I think is on the verge of that, where, like, you could see it happening. The last guy is Miguel Vargas. That's the last guy that I see, like, that is in that range, and putting Davis Martin into that range changes that calculus a little bit. And I think that might be unnerving to the players. I hope that's what Chuck was trying to get at with this, of like, this guy's a leader. You'd set yourself back if you do this. I think Chuck was maybe a little state media on that one. You know, because they've been trying to sell us Davis Martin as the team guy for a while. Right?
Yeah.
So,
no.
So I think that there's
but I think there is the leadership part.
There is some of that.
He's also just dependable. Like, takes the
and
ball.
Good.
And, like,
he's good.
Like, you know what's valuable? The guy who's always there, and he's pretty good all the time. Like that. I pile up a lot of those guys. Then we'll figure out what we're gonna do. You know,
the Cubs are living on that in pitching right now.
And he seemed like a very nice guy when we were out on a boat in the middle of Michigan. Like,
I liked him.
He would have tried to save me, or tried to save Chorizy if he fell in the water and couldn't swim.
Well, I'm not sure, but maybe. You know.
Our West Coast contingent they just saw Davis Martin in person, loved every fucking second minute. They're all big fans. They're all big fans of a Davis Martin. So I think, you know, his likability right now is through the roof.
Through the roof.
So trading him just to trade him would be a wild fucking scenario.
Yeah,
but
it's stupid.
But like, I agree. Like, if someone were willing, like, if someone were as desperate as probably the Cubs are right now for pitching, the Cubs wouldn't do this, because
Tiger's pretty desperate right now too.
The Cubs have
Yeah. I'm not trading him in.
Although,
no, I agree. They're not going to trade him in the division. It's just an example. You're right, MSS.
Although, man,
yourselves in the foot twice. You know, let's not do that again.
Exactly. Oh, and then you trade him. He's great against you. Like,
Jesus Christ, on, you know, up in the booth, we can't give him fucking, you know, Davis Martin too. Jesus Christ.
Oh no,
speaking of the Tigers, I never root for someone to get injured. Right? I never root for someone to get injured. But when Tarek Skubal, they're like, he's got to have surgery. He's going to be out 2 months. I certainly was not rooting for it to be less. And that's what it sounds like right now. They're like, he could throw tomorrow. I was like, what? Fuck this.
That's agent speak. Come on now.
So we'll see how long he's out. But yeah, I mean, they're getting desperate. I just hope they trade Framber Valdez. I hope that's what happens. I hope that they try and get out of that as quickly as possible.
They're still pretty talented. I panic. I panic bought some division futures, and the very next day I was like, that was dumb. The White Sox they have no shot to win this division. Come on. I love the White Sox and I want them to win, but I don't believe it.
Wow. No, it's okay to do that.
Under 68 and a half still alive. That's all.
Speaking of loving the White Sox, of loving Italy, MySoxSummer, have the White Sox found their leadoff man in Sam Antinachi?
So I think there's a potential good chance that they have found their leadoff man in Sam. He finds a way to get a hit. He seems to get on base, when he is on base, he is a threat to steal. He's very aggressive on the base path, which can bite him in the ass. But
occasionally,
kind of nice to see a guy going out there and just trying. Okay. The one thing that I was worried about, and I had to go and check numbers, and I actually messaged you guys today why I was checking these numbers, because I had to make sure that like what I was seeing potentially while high at baseball games was actually truth. And I was worried about Chase getting displaced from the leadoff spot and moving into more of a middle of the order role. And I went and looked at numbers and then saw his performance. He had a double. And I was like, this guy can hit anywhere. It seems that Chase, numbers wise, can hit anywhere in the order, and he's fine. And I like it. I like that it's happening. It's amazing to me, though, guys, that a guy like Antinachi can play out of position and still be fine at the plate.
MSS, that's the thing, though.
I was always told you
hang
can't
on.
do that.
You should not be worried. You should not be worried about Chase, because they're telling Antinachi you don't get to play second base. So don't worry about Chase.
Yeah, exactly. But I like,
I'm proud of myself. He's been dragging the fuck out of Andrew Vaughn tonight. It's been 3 different segments. He's buried him.
I was just told it frustrates you and you get rushed and whatever. Instead of, let's just get the Italian kid out there that can help the fucking team and I'll play left field. Sure. Yeah. So, like when I fly my flag tomorrow fucking night, when he hits his first goddamn home run, I will be I'll just be right there. You'll be right there. Just be ready for it.
I was talking about Vaughn with the boys out there in Anaheim, and I was like, man, I'm mad that he got hurt. I wanted him to suck. I wanted him to show that he sucks. Before me and you get into this one, I want to get a couple drinks, because
let's do it.
I've been cracking up about this one from
I got to get in the bucket too. So
from our guy Silvy Sox fan, Bill, he's like, guys, I was just informed that we lost DMX. I am at a loss for words.
I can hear it in his voice too. I read this comment in his voice. He's like, "Hey guys,
fucking OG." The OG 108 people are animals when they put these comments in.
That's a Stacey Dash thing, right? It was like a year after DMX died, and she was like crying about it.
Oh my god, guys! I just found out we lost DMX.
An all timer.
X gonna give it to you.
Southside Jeff D says, I would have sworn the next pandemic would have come from the 108 cruise and not an Argentina cruise ship.
We were local. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you.
We would never give you the hantavirus.
No.
All right. So, MSS, you mentioned displacing my draft, but I think what you're missing here is the Italian on Italian crime that Antinachi is committing. Because first,
he shouldn't be.
He goes out and plays a good enough left field to forever relegate Benintendi to DH.
Yeah, that's okay.
Then we look at the Benintendi's splits, and you say, man, the only place where Benintendi can actually perform right now is in the leadoff spot.
It's true. That is very true.
And then Sam says, not so fast, my friend. And he goes in there, and now he's the better leadoff man, too. Is Sam Antinachi whacking out Andrew Benintendi? Is this a power shift? MSS, as a resident Italian, I need you to explain what do we need to get Jeff Nadeau in here to explain what's happening?
I'm just gonna say this. When you come up short, when you're supposed to be an earner and you're not hitting fucking home runs and doing your job, you're whacking yourself out. Okay? Don't get mad at the young guy that comes up and is doing the job a little bit better. Although, and we said this is the last podcast, Loaf, the side catches, the weird things, it's
I don't love it. He'll get better at it though, MSS. We're gonna give him some time.
His jumps are better, or he's fast enough to catch up to a bad jump. So he's just getting there better. When you had Crawford on the Azul, I could hear your eye roll when he goes, he looks pretty good out there in left field. And he was like,
I don't know about that. He's athletic, but I mean,
he looks better than what we did have.
Than what we
right?
had.
Like, And he looks way better than we did have when he's not hitting 20-some fucking home runs. So this is what we need Benintendi to do. He needs to start fucking hitting for power. He just got to relax, buddy. We're not going to make fun of you for fucking up in left field anymore, or getting bad jumps, or your old ass legs don't have to do this no more. All you got to do is hit home runs. So just focus on that shit, and then you're going to be fine, and you're not getting whacked out. You might get whacked off if you hit more home runs.
Whoa.
So let's do that.
Not by me. That sounds promising. Beef, where are you at on Antinachi leading off?
You know what's funny is like when Antinachi was, and I feel Antinachi was rushed up, as MSS brought up. Like MSS he's very good at like sensing that sort of thing. Like because when Dylan Cease was brought up, a lot of people are like, oh, it's time, and MSS like, he's being rushed. He's totally being rushed, and it showed in the performance. It was obvious he was being rushed up here. But Antinachi, on the other hand, as far as being rushed, he is being rushed, but like he's playing well in spite of being rushed. Like like that the White Sox decided when he first got here, okay, you're going to play left field's unnatural position, but we're going to bat you 6th or 7th or 8th or whatever, and get you acclimated a little bit to the major leagues and let him play for a couple weeks before they said, look, your true value here is leading off. And he, if they don't just say against right-handed pitching, Sam Antinachi's leading off every single game that he's in, I'll be upset. I'll be perfectly honest with you. He has the on-base skills. Chorizy, the hit by pitch thing to me is hilarious because now that I'm watching it up close, so full disclosure, Ian Eskridge told me about this a while ago. He said, look, this guy's a little unorthodox because he gets hit by a lot of pitches. He said, but he's smart about getting hit by pitches. He doesn't take balls where you're like, oh, he's going to get himself hurt. And when you watch, he's taking off his fucking elbow pad a lot, or he takes it right off the thigh. He knows, on the thigh, he's like, I got big, thick thighs. Let's take it right off here. No problem. I'm not going to get hurt. No issues. And so I was like, I've been watching it now that he's here. And I'm like, I just love the approach because it's like, yeah, it's not foolproof because if one of the starting pitchers gets pissed about this shit, they're going to plant one of his fucking ribs and then we'll see what happens about all the hit by pitch. But it's like a unique, like little angle for him to take. One thing that I tried to highlight today, I tweeted that out there. His ex-WOBA, which is one of the fancy nerd stats, is actually higher than Munetake Murakame's because his quality of contact is extremely high. So when he hits the ball, he's kind of hitting it well almost every single time. He doesn't do a lot of like weak ground balls or pop-ups or those sorts of things. He's kind of hitting line drives generally. And like, it's interesting to watch a guy have real good contact and then have a super low strikeout rate. He's a sub 10% strikeout rate. Like, so when you start looking at all this stuff, it's like, I don't know if it's real, but if it's real, this is a really good leadoff hitter. Like, this is a like top of the league leadoff hitter, like a throwback leadoff hitter in a way, because a lot of teams now will put a guy that's kind of a power threat or whatever. I don't think he's ever going to be much of a power threat. He's got a little bit of pop. He's not a nothing. You're not going to just like,
he just has to have
a fucking hand.
He has to have enough power to keep the on-base percentage up. Like to make pitchers throw regular ass pitches to him. If they can just throw it at him and challenge him and it's going to be in the field somewhere and they're going to deal with it, you're going to madrigal yourself right out of the league. But
correct.
I've been enjoying the shit out of this. And like the hit by pitch thing is borderline hilarious at this point. And I was so happy. I was so happy to see one in Anaheim because we were all talking about it. We're all like, and then it fucking happened. And then I forget who was up shortly after him in an important spot. And the ball came inside and they got out of the way. I was like, you should have got hit by that motherfucker. I'm like, why are the other guys?
Sammy the Ant would let his elbow stay there and get hit. That's how.
Why are the other guys such pussies about this? They should get hit so we could win the game. You're fucking around, ruining my night.
Uncle Ted says he's an 800 OPS bat. He might be, and he might be doing it in a way where it's a very high on base percentage, like a lot of a base percentage there. Jerry O'Sullivan says, "I'll take a Brett Butler type leadoff hitter." He is that in a way, but not. He's got more pop than that. And he's not going to bunt that much to get on base. Like he's going to shoot a line drive here or shoot a ground ball through that hole or whatever. Like he hits the ball with enough oomph that he's kind of going to beat you a lot of times. And so it's interesting to watch. And so far so good with regards to him. Like he was very hyped, Chorizy. I thought I was going to be underwhelmed. I'm not. I've been pleased with his performance after all. He needs a little work on the bases, as MSS brought up. He needs a little work of just like fine-tuning. Look, this game's a lot faster. I can like be mindful of like if something happens, I'll take advantage of it, but not always trying to like jump the gun. And this ain't JUCO, motherfucker. This is the majors. Right. Just wait until you see a mistake and then take advantage of that shit.
I want to see that develop a little bit. If that does, I'll feel good. If it doesn't, I'll be like, this is gonna be like Lurie, where I'm expecting, all right, you get on base, but like everyone's so like every game, every other game, we're getting you picked off, and I can't have that. I just can't have it. But with that move, with some of the other things that we've seen with Mooney, with a lot of the things that we're excited about, Beef, is the perpetual rebuild over? And if so, what's signaling that for you?
This was a tough question for me, even though I put it in the agenda, because I wanted to think through it in a way that my son says rebuild-o-meter says off. I wanted to think about this in a way where there are going to, like we mentioned this before, the way Getz is building, there are going to be ebbs and flows as we get further along in this, right? There's going to be years where they're a playoff team, maybe a year or two, and then some contracts are coming up, guys are rolling, whatever. Or some things didn't work out, and they're gonna dip down low. So what I mean here by perpetual rebuild is like the down to the studs rebuild. Like you're not gonna have another team with a bunch of guys whose names you don't know and Tommy Pham. Like that's kind of the way I'm thinking about this. Is like we're past that level, and I think we are, and I think we're at a level of building now. I don't think the team's there yet, not even close. But I think we're on the building point of this. And a couple things kind of lead me to this direction. I had a conversation with Rob Hart a couple weeks ago on Yazoo, and we were talking about the Ishbia stuff. But in the back half, we were just talking about the team. And he and I were both of the mind that, like, we weren't as hyped about the 2026 team. But one of the things Rob Hart said that made total sense is, in the Getz rebuild, he's been very good at building all the character actors, building all the session musicians. He doesn't have Miles Davis yet, but he's got the stuff around the sides. And I started looking around at this team and I was thinking, you know what guy that is for me? That guy is Tristan Peters. Like a lot of years when you're like trying to make a guy work in a spot and it doesn't work, or the guy gets hurt or whatever, during the Hahn era, when you put the next guy there, what you had is a big collapse. The guy was a way negative player and it fucking killed everything. We always talk about the Austin Jackson to JB Shuck situation of like, what the fuck were you doing? You had nothing, no answer to put there.
Plan.
And so the White Sox went into the season with Luis Angel Acuna that they wanted to try to make work in center field. And it hasn't worked. I mean, let's just be perfectly honest. It has not worked. And so the next guy they had behind him is kind of a waiver bait, small trade guy that they got in Tristan Peters. And I don't believe that Tristan Peters' offensive stats are going to hold up the way they are. I think he's at 78 WRC plus right now. And even for that, I don't think that's going to be that good. But he's been good enough on defense, and he runs the bases okay or whatever, and he's, handles center field and all this shit. It's like, right now he has 0.4 F4, right? Like, I think if you stretch it out and you had to play a bunch, maybe it gets to 1. It's like, but they have those guys now at least who you can put in there. And it's like, that's a human player who can do some things on a baseball field, which we weren't having a lot of those, So that's one part of why I think the perpetual rebuild is kind of over. Perpetual rebuild being over, point number 2 is Chorizy-E. Did you know that right now at AA, Christian Opper fucking sucks? He is horrible. You haven't worried about that for even 1 second at all this year. You know why you haven't worried about that? Because we're not pinning all our fucking hopes on Spencer Adams or pinning all our fucking hopes on Alec Hansen anymore, okay? Right. They have enough guys that when one of the guys just has a thing that goes down, someone else pops up. Or you just have enough depth in general where it's like, well, another guy is going to step up and do this thing. It's like, you remember that shit, right? Alec Hansen had that one good year. It was like, oh my God, wait till Alec Hansen gets here. And it's like, well, he never got here,
Wait till 6'8" is huge.
Spencer Adams was like a soft tosser, And it was like he was like the number one prospect in the system. And I like when they finally got one or two real good guys, it was like, oh, he's 3. It's like, well, just wait till he gets here. Never got here. Like sometimes those guys don't fucking get here. And it's like Christian Opper was shot out of a rocket last year. And it was like, oh, he's gonna be a top 100 prospect. And guess what? He's not on that path. I looked up his stats, Chorizo, on Baseball Reference, and I saw how many innings he had pitched, and I thought, oh, did he get hurt? And I'm like, no, he did not get hurt. He made his last start. He's just been that bad. He's been out of the game that early and that many walks. It's like, well, that's not good for him, and I'm not rooting against him. But in the galaxy of White Sox, it's a good thing that we're not all worried about it. It was like, okay, well, we got other guys that are pitching prospects. And so I think we moved out of that thing. We're more to the building thing. I don't think we're there yet. I'm not sure. I think we'll eventually get to the 95 win version of this. But we'll see. But I think we're out of the, oh my God, we have nothing in the cupboard here, and like just praying for shit to happen.
MySoxSummer, where are you at?
Yeah, it's very similar. Very similar to what he said. It's not. I mean, you still have guys like your Eric Fetty that you're probably going to try to trade, but you want to hold on to a Davis Martin, like because he's got something. You're also seriously have to consider re-signing, extending Mune, like into the beyond. Like you like now we can think about this because we have enough talent on this roster offensively and then and some defensively, some of the pitching too, starting pitching. That you can we can build on this and keep it moving. It is not we need to gather more prospects. We got the prospects. We got a draft pick coming. We have a piece that's going to come in, a number 1 draft pick. And your God, for all that's fucking holy, please pick the right fucking person. Like, I don't need another Andrew Vaughn. I don't need a Zach Collins. I don't need fucking who's a little short motherfucker. Nick Madrigal. Madrigal. Fuck this shit. Please pick the right person. Like, it was that we can build onto this. I think, there are still going to be, maybe you could still have a couple guys, like you were saying, Loaf, that you bring in, you're trying to flip. Maybe you give them another chance. Anthony K, that kind of stuff. But for the most part, you have some pieces. We need to retain the pieces that are worth something. It's no longer just get rid of everything and restart. So yeah, no, I'm not hesitant to say that the rebuild is over, but we are starting to slot things in, and like we can pencil some of these guys in and go, we have this, and it's much easier to say too after that West Coast run, right? Like when the team's been winning, it's easy to say, wow, we're looking really good, because this could all go to shit like in a week.
Oh yeah, under 68 and a half is still live, as I mentioned. It's very live. We haven't played
a lot of division foes. Right. We haven't played in division competition yet. We don't know where we stand with some of these guys, and then we struggled against the Angels in Anaheim in these last 2 games, it's just, or we lost. I don't want to say we struggled, but we lost the games.
We got the Mariners coming to town. They're a good team that hasn't been playing that well.
But I still think the point remains that just because he's to have a conversation, Davis Martin and Mune, Colson, you're not going to flip these guys to try to see what you can do. You did that already, and you know what these guys can do.
So here's
all right. What do you think?
Let me counterpoint to you guys, because you said you don't have to trade these guys. What if you do have to trade these guys? Because that moves towards the perpetual rebuild, and that's why I'm saying this. So the things that they have not done that would get you back to the perpetual rebuild, is I have not seen Chris Getz go out and sign a big free agent against the big boys. The Mooney thing, I don't count, because
shouldn't count.
By all accounts, it fell to him. Right? I'm glad he was in there. Kudos to him for getting in there and knowing there's a possibility that this falls apart, and we're
smart play.
We're in there.
But you're right, Treasy. It's not battling for a big free agent at all.
I have not seen that yet. So I need to see that. And that's how like the rebuild or not, we all don't at this point. But the last one, it was the Dallas Keuchel signing, where we were like, okay, now they went out and they got a guy that other teams wanted, and this is going to be top of our rotation. That's a guy.
We haven't seen it. Do you think they're forcing that issue though? This offseason, it's going to be weird.
They may
labor. You know what I mean?
They may force the issue, but they have not accomplished it yet. They've not done it yet.
No, I get you.
2, MSS, you brought it up. we're all counting on this 1-1 being a guy. They haven't made that pick
Has
yet.
to be a guy.
And that has to come to fruition.
Has to happen.
I mean,
There's no outfield depth whatsoever. Braden Montgomery is our only hope in the outfield right now.
Chorizy-E, outfield chaos.
Had a hell of a game tonight.
Rendering stuff out there, right? And Antinachi's not even part of outfield chaos. But wait till your boy Everson Pereira comes back. And
I love Everson Pereira. I ride the snake, baby. I'm riding the snake.
I thought you forgot about it. I thought you forgot when you said that. Okay, all right.
But I'm looking at the minors, right? Like you got like, Braden, and then it's like,
don't
well,
be disrespectful to Sammy Zavala. All right, you put some respect on Sammy Zavala's name.
Let me see it, right? The other thing, and this is the last point here, is Brian Bannister has yet to build a bullpen that doesn't make me want to fucking puke every game. So
okay, that's
there's just there's a lot of things that I haven't seen yet to not, because like we're a few injuries away from going into next year going, we should probably trade Grant Taylor and Colson Montgomery. And that's perpetual rebuild shit.
Grant Taylor, yes. No, okay, maybe we're ships in the night here, Chorizy. Maybe we're ships in the night. Because I think Getz said it initially, the way they're going to build this is that they're going to build more like the Brewers, right?
Yeah.
So the Brewers trade stuff.
Right? No, I get it.
But that's not rebuilding. That's just being transactional and like building the next team, right? So to me, that stuff doesn't count. Like if they end up trading Grant Taylor and get like some good shit for him,
no,
that's a rebuild. Like that doesn't mean shit. Like
I agree if they're good, right? Like, but if they're like, well, we had traded Colson and Grant Taylor, we got all this good stuff. We'll probably win 68 games this year. Like that's a rebuild.
If they trade Colson, I agree with you. Yeah, if they trade Grant Taylor, I don't give a fuck. I disagree with you. That is like an obvious. You should be trading him. You should trade him and Sir Anthony and Sean Newcomb and all the relievers you can get the fuck out of here.
I think Sir Anthony's going at the deadline. I just like I don't think he's here for the long haul.
But that's why I think we might be a little ships in the night. I think your thought is a little more like, are we actually competing for some shit and really doing some stuff?
Well, yeah.
And I'm just saying we're out of the like we're gonna lose on purpose.
Right, but
right, exactly. Yes, exactly.
But let me frame it this way: Mooney doesn't agree to an extension.
Yeah.
Hagen Smith doesn't turn into a guy, or doesn't turn into a starting guy.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't figure out anything in the outfield. Let's say Braden Montgomery even is good. You don't figure out anything there, and then you miss in free agency in the offseason. What does 2028 look like?
You still have Caleb Bonham is probably going to be a top 10 prospect in baseball. He'll be up here. Like Kyle Teal hasn't even played for this team yet. Like, and he'll be back in this lineup. I was like, I think it's solid. I think it's more solid footing than we're giving it credit for even now, even as an under 68.5 better. So I hear you. And Chorizy, some of that shit is going to happen. Some of these guys are going to fuck up and they're going to be bad. And then you're going to sign some stuff where like that was a lottery ticket and totally, that guy's a 3-win player now in that spot. I agree with you, but you have a lot of the Han era where it's not possible to sign a good guy.
Yeah. No,
I'm like, you remember those years? It's like whatever they sign in free agency, we know it's going to suck.
Yes, and I'm certainly jaded by that. It's just there's just a part of me that is like, if I have more than 2 or 3 questions, like I'm not comfortable.
Okay,
right, and so I have a lot of questions about this team and about this org that makes me uneasy. To Matty Mitch's point, he's here in the comments with a drink for us. He says, catching me fellas live. Left work early tonight. I got the Jordan Leisures. Parentheses bubble guts.
Sorry, my friend.
Hope you feel better.
Ouch. Hit that Imodium, my friend.
Loser.
Be good to yourself.
That's for you, Chorizy. You got all this loser talk over there.
But I want to be positive.
2 things I don't like. I'm not doing it.
I want to be positive, but when you guys are positive, I just can't.
I like Chorizy's pushback here because it does add to good discussion.
Loser.
But I think we're just thinking about things a little differently, and that's fair. That's good.
No, and that is fine. But one thing that you're forgetting is Big Daddy Ishbia is going to come in with a big bag of cash, and he's gonna be like, "We're going to pay these people, and we're
That'll
gonna
be great." But at this point, like, let me tell you something. Here's my
Tell me.
Let me tell you, pie in the sky. I did not.
Here's the thing.
I still don't even believe in the 2026 team that much. But if Mooney's really as good as he's been, then yeah, my under 16 is fucked.
You're fucked.
But when you start looking ahead to the next couple of years, like they don't have to get everything right. And that was kind of my point with the opera thing. They're not going to have to hit on everything because there's enough irons in the fire. Like, have you even thought recently about Prelander Baroa becoming a guy in the bullpen, Tracy?
I think about Prelander every day.
Have you even thought 1 second about Drew Thorpe? Has Drew Thorpe crossed your mind recently?
I've not thought about Drew Thorpe or Kai Bush, but I do text every night with Prelander Baroa. All right.
Mamma mia.
And people in those comments earlier were even mentioning White Lurie. Now, I'm not a White Lurie guy, but like, yeah, he might be totally okay. Here's the thing: it's a different approach than the past. It's a different approach than the past where you feel like there's enough optionality on the 40-man roster where there might be something that's okay here. And then you're right, we haven't even seen them dip their toes really into free agency, and we'll see what that looks like when we get there. But
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I expect it to happen.
Yeah.
Anyways,
all right, let's change topics pretty drastically here. I want to talk about the broadcast a little bit, but Beef, you were bringing up that the other day they were using xERA, expected ERA, to talk about Davis Martin's start and maybe throw a little cold water on it. And the question here is, how much expected or advanced stats should be used in the broadcast? And MSS, I'll start with you because I think you're passionate about the broadcast and you talk about it probably more than me and Beef.
Listen, do I need advanced stats to enjoy watching a White Sox victory? Absolutely not. Does it sugarcoat the loss? No, it doesn't. And if I've learned anything in this past hot run that the White Sox have been on, that people don't give two fucks who's calling the game if the Sox are winning. So you can do whatever you want during that broadcast and people don't care as long as you win. We've heard this over and over, how shitty the new guy is, how great the old guy was. But when they were winning, guys are like, this John Shriffen character starting to grow on me. You know what? John ain't changed. Nothing has changed since the beginning of the year. The team has changed. And a lot of people in the Reddit threads and stuff were saying, it's kind of funny how that works when the team's winning, isn't it? And it's like, yeah, it is. So I don't give, you know me, I'm not a numbers guy. I just play one, for you guys sometimes. I don't give a fuck about advanced stats. It's nerd fucking shit. Okay. Tell me this guy hits the ball far and he likes Gianna Michaels' old videos. That's what I need to know. That's about as advanced as I need to know. Okay. But
no Angela White, because you don't care for her that much.
I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. She intimidates me. She intimidates me. So yeah, no, I don't need any fucking advanced stats at all to enjoy this game. And I'm not expecting them. Counterpoint, Loaf.
Actually, I'm not going to counterpoint it because it was something I just wanted to bring up to the group in general. I saw them throw xERA out there, no explanation, and just kind of fucking put it on the screen, right?
That's where
I'll let you go with that.
So that's where I think. So my initial answer to this is there should be no limit to how many advanced stats they use in a game. However, I think part of the broadcast is to educate the viewer. And I think that can include educating them on advanced stats. And I think, I think we've tried to do this a lot. I think you're very good at this, of explaining what the stat actually represents and why it's important. I think that another guy in our that I've been giving some shit to lately in our stratosphere is Jordan Lazowski, is very good at explaining why this is a thing, what it means. I think when there's visuals like launch angle and and things that are intuitive, like the exit velocity, right? Like this thing's going 115 miles per hour. Everybody understands what that means. They've driven their Mazda that fast, but they shouldn't, you know.
Yeah,
But
right.
we've
Right,
all
we don't
got
advise that.
because you can. But those are things that like are inherently understood because there's a visual or there's a real life interpretation of it. I think some of these other things are a little more maybe convoluted or unclear on how they're measured, and they get bucketed into this analytics group, and that's nerd talk. Analytics is just information.
Correct.
That's all analytics are. It's information. Why would you not want more information? Gordon Gekko knows that's good. You should be looking for more information. However, it can
Sometimes
be
it's
used
confusing.
incorrectly if it's not
be too
clear
much.
what it is, right? And it could be overkill. So I think every broadcast needs a nerd guy that can like a Bill Nye that can explain analytics in a way that's just like
He was not
easily
Epstein.
digestible.
We gotta clear all
No.
the nerds first. Okay. All right.
No, that's what
I'm just thinking. All right. We gotta be
I
careful.
chose. I picked carefully through the nerds.
The force at which this ping pong ball shoots out.
Him and Neil deGrasse Tyson are clear as far as I know.
Are we
They might be
sure?
horny, but they're not Epstein Island.
I'm sure.
Sure.
I'm sure Neil's horny as hell. I feel like Neil's a horny guy. I could tell. I could smell it on him.
It's funny.
But I think you need a guy like that, and I think it needs to be done sparingly. It doesn't need to be all over the place. It's when there's an important case to be made for something, you should talk about it, and you should go, we're going to our analytics guy, blah, blah, blah. And he doesn't
Connor
even need to
McKnight.
be there every game, right? Maybe it is. Maybe it is Connor,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, like, he might be the right choice for it, to be totally honest. Like
just explain the thing and get into detail about it and let the audience know what it is. Yeah.
yeah, I think that could be entertaining, and I think that could be informational. And that's what the broadcast is supposed to be, entertaining
Right.
and informational. So I have no limit on it, but you can't just throw it out. You can't just throw it out and expect like people to understand what it is, because as soon as people go, I don't know what the fuck that is, no one has explained that to me, you're just acting like I should know. I think it's bullshit. And that's how people are going to react. And I don't want it to be that way. I want people to embrace this. So I think you just need to figure out how to fit in the broadcast correctly. Yeah, Steve Kornacki.
Steve Kornacki. If we
He's
had
got the
Steve
board up.
Kornacki, that would be good. So
He's too expensive for us, though.
What's way too
That would be
expensive for the White
funny.
Sox. So
If there was a
MSS thought I would counter what he's saying, and actually, I kind of agree with you, MSS. As far as like an entertainment product, I don't need a lot of stats or advanced stats to help me out with it. But the reason I brought this up, the XERA thing too, and like you mentioned, Chorizy, there's just not enough explaining what the fuck you're doing. And like, but I remember, not to throw any shade at Jason Benetti, but I remember him for like 4 or 5 years trying to get the shit into the broadcast and doing it so awkwardly, and Steve not really connecting with him, and him not really kind of like putting it in a spot where it like added value. Chorizy, it felt like
Right.
I'm just trying to say I know about this stat, so you think I'm smart kind of thing. And you're right about it should contextually matter. But I was also thinking even deeper about this stuff. Like what they should be doing is a combination of two things. One, you mentioned the visuals, like a launch angle or something like that. The nerdiest of nerd sites does this shit correctly. Baseball Savant. What they do is red is good,
Blue. Yeah.
blue is bad. If the broadcast did more of that type of shit, yeah, exactly. Uncle Ted, Savant takes 2 seconds to look at it. Exactly. So if they were wanting to use it more like that, so it's more of a heat map, so that the average person just like, oh, that's good or that's bad. Second thing that they should be doing with stats in any broadcast, and basically no one's doing it, is they should ground those stats with whatever the league average is for that particular stat, because games evolve, games change. The NFL is good at this. The NFL goes from, as an extreme passing league, so 4,000 yards don't mean shit no more. And they educated the fans that 4,000 yards don't mean shit. A garbage quarterback got 4,000 yards, right? Now it's shifted back. Now there's more running in the game or whatever. And they're really good at keeping the fans educated, and the fans are in there. And I think Uncle Ted mentioned, like, bring fantasy baseball more up, like they do with fantasy football.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how the people learn the stats. But I would put, like, here's what the league average is, because the average fan and the older fan wants to see ERA, right? But ERA doesn't mean the same shit now that it meant in 1985. Okay, it's different. It's a different baseball game. Same thing with batting average, right? Batting average is important, despite the stat nerds trying to push it the fuck out of the context of things. It's still important. It still matters, because hitting the ball is like the basis of all of the batters' good things that they can do. But back in the day, the average was like 265 for the league. Now it's like 240, right? You need to put that out there and show everyone, like, okay, a guy who's hitting 243 is basically kind of like a league average, batting average guy or whatever. I think that more context if you're going to do stats, but I agree with MSS. I don't even need a lot of stats to watch the thing. Here's a last thing on this point. Don't just lean on OPS. OPS is fake. It's two metrics jammed together. At a team level, it works great, and it means something. I want to see batting average, on base, slug. Then I know what kind of player that is. I know if they're a guy who gets on base a lot, or if they're a guy that they don't get on base a lot, but they hit a lot of fucking home runs or whatever. I don't disagree, Uncle Ted. OPS is king, but I don't want it naked. I don't want naked OPS. I want to see the pieces of that. So I think you could call it back a little bit, but give it context, give it visuals, make it accessible to everyone as you introduce these things.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
I still won't understand it, but I will understand it better if they make Connor McKnight dress up like a scientist and explain it on a whiteboard. I think I'll at least like. I would love that. Better.
That does lead nicely into the next one.
It does.
Speaking of Connor McKnight,
right, Core brought it in twice. I'm sorry.
Beef left us this question, MSS. It says, "Is it time to just give Brooke Fletcher the sideline reporter role full time and minimize or reassign Connor McKnight?" And MSS, my real question to you is, why does Beef hate Connor McKnight?
I don't.
So, Chorizy, this is what's interesting. I can't imagine my man's Beef not liking Connor McKnight, because every time I gander on a thread, if the Sox are losing and they've been watching the games and they're upset, I just hear, it should be Connor McKnight in that booth, in that slot, like, and not John Sheriff. It should be Connor McKnight. He should be up there. He should be talking it. So we can't lose an asset like that, right? Like we can't just let him walk, right?
I didn't say that.
I know that you didn't say that, but like I just don't think we can.
He asked
we
it.
Can't. You asked it. You just can't.
No, I asked if he should be reassigned amongst the thing, but not as a silent report.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought
getting fired.
Because minimize or reassign Connor McKnight. Now,
yeah. So reassign him to some other role in the thing.
I do think that Brooke probably gets better interviews with players during the game, and not for any reason or all the pictures
can I just
Larry posted.
Can I put my case for Brooke?
You can.
Here's the thing. I like her watching the West Coast game. She was doing all of them, right?
So good.
There's a level of like, yes, okay. So a couple things. One, she has a baseball dad and a baseball husband. So she knows baseball better than, like really inside baseball better than Connor does. Connor's a smart guy. I'm not dissing him in any way, shape, or form, but she has like access. She's been in locker room. She knows all this shit or whatever. She has kind of like, I'm sure, stories. She's got pedigree. She knows ball. That 100%. But what really stuck out to me is how much fun they were having on the broadcast with her there. And she is willing to have fun, and she's talking shit and giving them a hard time too, and giving Beckham a hard time. It's like, look, I think if the White Sox are shifting away from the traditional broadcast, which most of the arguments about Schriffen are, he's not the boring, stodgy, like broadcaster guy that you expect to have.
Right.
This is more WWE style. This is fun. Yes. Like this is going to be, high drama and storylines and fun, right?
Yes.
But Brooke brings legitimacy, but she's fun. She is a great time, and she's like energetic personality. It's like, why not fucking do that shit? Just do that. Have the fun broadcast. And that was kind of my approach there. Like she knows ball and she's fun. How can you lose with that?
Yeah. So, okay, Leonard, who are you talking about here? Are we talking about Schriff? Or are we talking about Connor? Because I think that there is an aspect of like Connor trying hard like that because he sees people like yourself pining for Benetti, and they're like, well, people are missing this. I need to be more straight. And
this is
I
about
don't
Brooke
think
Fletcher, not about Connor. Fuck Connor. All right. He's
I
he's a
about
you know,
I thought we're talking
I'm
about
sorry,
both.
he's just kind of a part of this, and that should you get more of a role, in my opinion. Like I'm not trying to discount or anything.
She will get more of a role. And then I think as this goes along, and I think it plays perfectly, especially played on the West Coast perfectly, because the team is winning and having fun, right? So like you can have that rapport.
You're discounting her role though. You're saying just because they won, that's all it means.
I'm saying that the Brooke Fletcher in the dugout asking these questions.
She ate a hot dog through her net. That's what, yes, exactly. There was goofy shit going on. That's what I'm talking
You're not
about.
listening. You're talking over me, and I don't like it. Okay. When Brooke was doing the same, would do the same thing like that when the team is losing 120 games, it's not as much fun. It's not cool. The player's not going to give
Okay,
out
we get
that
your general
same
point,
thing.
but I'm talking about Brooke specifically.
Okay, but I am too. I'm saying that plays well when it's good. When things are good, it plays well. And I'm not saying she's bad at her job.
So someone else should be in there when they're bad? Is that what you're saying?
No.
When they lose, someone else should be there?
I'm saying you're high on her right now because of that. And I don't think Connor would make it better either.
I'm not.
I think you're definitely like, yes, this is better because it's good right now.
No, I'm not at all.
Okay.
I can delineate between that.
So
I watch a lot
wrong,
of losing and winning games, you know? So
okay.
you think she's not good, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying she's not good.
They went,
I'm saying it
they
is
went
more
3-3. It's not like they swept the series.
Yeah, I disagree with your premise, MSS. I disagree with your premise completely. That only the team broadcast team can be good when they're winning. That's not
saying
true
that
at all. That's what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
that. No, she is
What
good
are you
at
saying
what she does. I'm saying she is very good at what she does.
But I'm an idiot, and I can only think she's good when they're winning.
I'm not saying that. I'm not. I don't know where we're at this point. I'm gonna stop because I don't know where we're at because I'm trying to, we're good.
The point you're trying to make is a weird one that it's only good because they're winning, and I don't agree with that. Like,
no,
that's what you're trying to say.
No, we're good. We're good because like I don't want to fight. I can't defend where I'm at this point. So I'm just going to like stop defending it. I'm just going to like back away from it because I don't know where I'm at. So I have to reconsider this and maybe we'll listen back to this point and say, this is what I was trying to say, because I don't think what I'm trying to tell you is coming across very well. So
it certainly is not, but that means it's time for thank yous and GFYs. Beef, who are you thinking of GFY?
I mean, I got to thank Mark Silverman, Silvy, for coming on here. I know he was upset that he missed the Festivus, but it was good to have him on here. Talk ball with him across many sports. That was really fun. I also got to thank my guy, Matt Crawford, coming on the Au Jus. Great 108 tourney talk. He's a great champion, great spokesman for that tournament. So thanks to both of those folks.
Yeah, it was good.
MSS, who are you thinking of GFY?
I got a GFY BeefLoaf for this last interaction. I need to thank. I need to thank the good people at Old Navy. I've been eyeing some sweatshirts that I wanted. Yes, they had this product and I had seen it, and it was a sweatshirt and I was very intrigued by it. And I was like, I like this. It's thin. It's got a good texture to it. They finally went on like almost clearance. So I bought a bunch of them, right? Because I'm like, I really like it. The XL tall was a size that I could get. Boys, I found out I am an XL tall. I am not a 2XL.
Oh,
I'm an XL
look at this.
tall. Because I put these sweatshirts on and they fit perfectly.
Just like Wally being a medium.
I am back.
You know what?
Back in XLs,
Crazy.
baby.
Just wait till
it feels like college. It feels like college. Well, the first 2 years of college, not the last 2 years. But it's XL tall.
Sophomore year.
MSS all day. So it's pretty awesome. So thank you, Old Navy, for offering that up in there. Chorizo, how about you?
I may be thinking Old Navy in a couple of weeks if the fit is not like you say it is. But I got to thank our West Coast contingent, but especially our guy Scott Garcia, who's as OG as you can get in 108, and he lives in fucking California.
Yeah,
I mean, like, he's been there since way back, and I messaged the boys a couple months ago. I said, hey, or weeks, whatever, coming out. if anyone could make a game, I know it's a Tuesday night, you know, it would be great to see you. And Scott's like, I'm throwing a fucking tailgate. He brought all kinds of beers. He made carnitas. I was in heaven. It was wonderful. And I can't thank him enough. That was so much fun. And I appreciate all the guys that came out and their wives and girlfriends and stuff that came out. I appreciate it so much. I'm a fucking nobody asshole. And you guys all came out and made me feel at home all the way out on the West Coast. And I can't tell you how much that brought joy to my heart to walk through that parking lot. A very long walk because of where the Uber pickup is, but
especially at your age,
it was well worth it. It was well worth it. And thank you guys so much. And thanks to everybody who watched tonight. Thank you to Silvy for showing up and having a great time with us.
Awesome.
Appreciate all of you. We'll see you at the park this weekend. It's going to be a fun time. I can't wait. Boys, let's have some beers tomorrow.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks for spending your little Friday with us. Hope you enjoyed yourself. We gave you your fill of baseball, beer, and bullshit. Now it's time for you to go do horny stuff. We'll see you next week. Espanol. That's adios, motherfucker.